Sup, you guys? We're actually on
Story
time.
dudes.
Well, I set the intro on time and Tubbs made it just about. So, how is everybody? Welcome to episode 101. We're in triple digits. Would you believe that, Tubbs?
I mean, it's magnificent, is what it is like.
I mean,
But
your
yeah,
second one, your third word there was fucking, and you didn't really say it at all last week, which is weird.
yeah. Do you know what it was? Last episode was like I don't know if I was hitting the feels or whatever it was. But yeah, there was a much calmer demeanor of a Tubbs last week.
Well, anybody, anyway, fuck me. Uh, Not
See,
literally, I suppose. See, you've
with your
broken it.
GA hat on.
Hello to everybody in the chat, and I'm glad you're still here after all the
Yeah,
stuff we do. So let's start by looking through the comments. G-Force, he heard you were coming on, Tubbs, and he left. He said, "Have to watch the replay. It's cookout time." G-Force, hope you have a nice time at your cookout, you motherfucker.
yes.
Dark Lycan, Baz, evening everyone, evening
Oh, because
Baz.
it's 4th of July in America. Yes.
I was getting to that, but yeah, ruin my
Yeah,
thunder. I don't be a prick.
that only clicked there when he said the cookout. Yeah,
Woof woof, motherfuckers, mother
woof
truckers,
woof right back at you, kid.
bark bark, Mick. Oi,
Oi
Miss
hoy
Daddy,
Teddy.
Daddy, oi, Betty Boo, Ik, Baz, G Unit, and Debts. Hello, Mister
Smilord.
Smithord. And Miss Daddy says, "Hey G, hey Baz, hey Mick, hey Chris. Where are these blooming boyos at?" I have to say, I am blooming myself.
Yeah. I mean, blooming and boils, they're probably somewhere to be found, I say.
I think she's talking about us, Tubbs.
Oh, yeah, because we were on time. What's the story?
A simple one hello to all, and now I can stop typing. Sit back and enjoy the show. Hold on now, Fuller. That's not what this show is about. See, our show relies on you typing to us and then us making content out of it because we're
Yes,
too
yes,
lazy
yes.
motherfuckers. But
It's a
enjoy the
give and
show, my
take, Mr. Fuller.
friend. Jonathan is here. Evening, Brian Tubbs in chat, and happy
Sorry, dude.
Treason Day to our American chums.
Happy 4th of July and all that crack.
Hey, Connor. I might have a song about that actually, but anyway, we'll leave that for a second. TJ's here. Hey, TJ, evening
You
all.
just.
Chris says treason is right, Jono. Oof. Oof. It's heavy and tonight for the Americans.
Oh,
Hey,
and it's
John,
only 4 minutes in.
Terry. Mick says, Daddy, Jono, who said that? Also known as Connor, Smithy, Jared, and TJC. Manga Vandanga, tip of the cap.
Story side.
TJ just say hello to everybody. Jonathan says, hey, Baz, Eddie, Chris, TJ, Mick, Sign, Connor, Fullers, Connor, Jonathan. Christ, I'm getting mixed up at this stage. Jesus, Tubbs is on time. Not used to this. Good evening to all the good people. Well, I did tell him we were starting at 8:30 for a change.
Yes, and this
So,
has worked for the last few weeks. So keep up the good work, Brian.
Tip of the cap to all in the chat.
Tip of the cap right back at you, kid.
Connor broke Tubbs last week.
He did. Connor really and truly did break me in the best way. But yeah, he shot a Tubbs up.
Tubbs not used to being broken in a good way.
No. It's normally just down in the back alleyway with Father Johnny,
The Limerick version of Father Michael, is it?
Yes, basically.
Okay. Mr. Trick not having the Zeroid from the space station or Terrahawks as the thumbnail this week. Brian. Hey, Manga Man and James. John said, did Tubbs grow a beard in a week? What the fuck is this madness?
He was only actually slagging me about I'm wearing a black t-shirt and a grey beard.
Yeah, I
because
said
it's
like
actually
gone.
gone. Oh,
He didn't get it.
It's really after greying up in the middle, actually, isn't it?
Smithlord said, I thought Brian had dyed his hair green then. Actually, what happened is I've misplaced my regular cap. So I've got this one, which is a Limerick GAA cap, Limerick All-Ireland Champions.
I love that for like the majority of the not for the whole 100 episodes, obviously, but for the majority of the later sections of it, right? It was a Deadpool cap every week.
I need to buy a new cap.
And I goes and draws a Deadpool cap on your character on the poster and all. And the week after we do all that, he fucking changes it.
Yeah, but see, that one's immortalized now, so it doesn't need to be worn anymore.
There you go. No need to have it ever again.
Blue
I'd say
Sasquatch.
you have 100 different caps for every single show.
Say that again.
I said I think you should have like 100 different caps going forward, like a different cap every
You
week.
want to buy me a different cap for every show? I will gladly wear the fuckers.
I go on Amazon and just buy 100 like fucking generic different colored caps.
No, they have to have something representing on them. So. Hey James. Mick says smoked what? Smoked almonds and whole garden for the stream tonight.
But it is the 4th
Chris,
of
I'm
July,
getting a
so
hello. Chris, I'm getting a hello, fellow kids meme vibe from Brian to be sure. Great Soundgarden song, 4th of July. Mick, TJC, T. Jonathan, Mick, and the rest of the Tuesday night Titans.
The Tuesday Night Titans. I like that, James.
Already a better show than the DC show known as Titans. Fuller accidentally stepped on Tubbsy Pubsy.
No, he filled the old heart and the blood full of goodness is what he did.
I guarantee Fuller isn't the kind of one that Tubbs would like to step on him. Probably Brie Larson, maybe. He'd probably enjoy that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that Brie Larson action figure a while ago.
Manga Fandanga, any retro game requests for my next stream?
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Smitlord, Brian is auditioning for Sum 41, Jono. No, I'm not.
The backwards cap fringe out through the front yard. That's
do
more than
that.
Biscuit, though, isn't it?
What? What's Limp
Maybe
Biscuit?
more than Biscuit for a Durst backwards, ball cap and all that shit. Like
Every fucking dickhead that picked up a guitar is wearing a cap backwards. Hughes in Too Deep. That's Mick. That's fucking terrible.
Oh, he went there.
A cat could accidentally step on Tubbs.
Oh,
well, a cat
Fuller,
would
that's
step
me.
on anyone because they're evil. Smitlord said, and that's the only pun that can be done with Sum 41, Mick. It's what I go to school for, really. Was that busted door?
I will be honest,
know,
though,
no one
right?
said
Every
to
time
me.
I hear Sum 41s, they're in too deep, right? Every time I hear it, first thing that comes to my mind is American Pie.
Yeah, because it's all that kind of shit fucking
But
American
it
music.
is, the minute I hear it, the first American Pie film slaps into my brain. Or is it the second one? It's one of them, anyways.
The one that the movie franchise that relates most to you, like.
I love them, dude. Those movies have a massive place in my heart.
I'd say they do, all right, Tubbs.
No, do you know what it was, right? Because I remember being 17, 18 when the first one came out, right? And I do remember, because remember, they did the reunion one years later.
All the shit ones, yeah.
But it was like 13 years instead of 10. And they were in their 30s. I was also in my 30s when that came out. So it was like fucking a pure nostalgia ride for me. Like, you know?
Nostalgia ride. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rolando. How are you, my friend?
Story Rolando.
Smitlord's Pain for Pleasure.
Pain
Rolando.
for pleasure.
Okay. I guess I can rattle off everyone once.
Go.
Smitler, Connor, McTGC, James McGurk, Jonathan, Blue Sasquatch, G-Force 20, Dark Lycan, Miss Steady 16, and Manga Pandanga. There we go.
Also known as Simon.
How about Castlevania?
Good choice. And if you did, hey Miriam, how are you? And
Hey,
if
Miriam,
TJC, if you didn't catch my one, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a very good classic to
wrap
wrap
to
around.
tear someone's head off after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Miriam, Miss Steady said, I love Busted.
Busted.
They're just garbage. Not to be confused with Garbage, the band. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Rolando. Hey, Miriam. Jonathan, yes, Castlevania was an awesome game. Symphony of the Night on the SNES is the best one, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of good ones. Castlevania 3, I think, was one I liked.
I think the one. Did you get that? The SNES. You did, didn't you? The SNES Mini that came out about 3 or 4 years ago.
I hacked it and put everything on it I could fucking think of.
I hacked it for you, yeah.
No, I did.
I'm nearly sure I gave you the list.
No, that was. Do you remember I said you had said you would do it for me, and I was like, no, I want to try give this a go. I couldn't put the N64 and the Mega Drive on it though, but I was successful enough with the SNES games. So the next day you are around, you can show me how to put the other shit on it though.
How about Battletoads and Battlemaniacs? Mick, I love that figure you bought, by the way. I'm looking into getting it myself. that Battletoads figure looks fucking cool.
Um,
Um,
Battletoads was one of those games, all right. That was just fucking impossible to beat. It was such a hard bastard of a game.
it was very difficult, yeah. That no and Double Dragon years ago, very hard to
Double
beat those games.
Dragon, yeah, fucking hell, man.
Billy and what was the other guy's name? I don't know. But Mick says he played Castlevania 4 recently. TGSC said, I have the Castlevania collection of PS4. It's class as well. I have that too. Tubbs, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was Mega Drive, wasn't it? It was Mega
It
Drive
was
and
Super
SNES.
Nintendo and Mega Drive, and they actually just like did like a re-release of it on the PlayStation Store. I bought it. It was like $6 or something. And it's still as fucking batshit crazy as it was back in the 90s, man. Yeah, I think it was on Mega
yeah,
Drive.
it
Well,
looks great. It's for one
Cool
of the
Patrol.
Comic Cons out now. Yeah, they're premium DNA toys. A lot of people were sketchy about using them because they used to be Megalopolis toys and they disappeared with a lot of people's money. We're talking about because they have an Earthworm Jim figure as well. It looks great. I'd love to pick that up as well. So I'll be keeping an eye on a good spot to get them. So Tubbs, let's move it on a little bit. Have you got any of those things that you show and tell?
No, because I have no show and tell this week. Well, like, do you know what? I have a big bag of fucking wrestlers that I'm meant to bring on the show and show. I bring them on next week because they're fucking there somewhere. I can't be arsed looking for them. But yeah, I had an eventful week where fucking I was just busy all week, as you know.
Tubbs was fighting the system all week.
All week long, up and down because of a fucking error they made, and I had to go rectify my fucking self. So my week was fucking down. So I was behind on drawing. I was behind on fucking buying shit, running out of room to buy shit, all that crazy shit. So yeah, the long and the short answer is no. I'm here to see what you have and others this week, and next week we'll be
Well,
back.
see, now I feel bad because I picked up a load of clearance shit this week, so it looks like I have a load, but
dude,
actually
fucking
don't.
clearance is what builds your collection, dude.
So I was.
Let's be honest. I think every collector can agree with that. Is a clearance fucking bulks up your collection.
You did get we both got actually AEW Fight Forever on the PS5 though.
We did, yes.
How are you liking that?
Look, I'll be honest, right? I've heard so much like 50-50 online about it and stuff. It is a bare bones game in places, but we knew that going in because it's not a yearly scheduled game. This is going to be in a year's time. This thing's going to be beefed out. We just know this. There's going to be a lot more stuff in, but outside of like creation suites and things that I like to dabble in that are kind of bare bones, the overall gameplay of this game
it's a lot of fun.
The best way I can put it is it's fun as fuck. It's just a heap load of fucking fun.
We won't talk about this for long now, but yeah. I notoriously, as you know, I fucking hate playing online in most games. And I'd finished the story mode already. Now I know you can play through it a few times because it's different
you
like
can,
stories.
You can get it beat in about 3 hours, like.
But there's loads of different paths you can take, so you can do them multiple times.
It's kind of different each time. Yeah.
I went online and just to see, but Jesus, it's fun as fuck online, and I've won loads of matches as well.
But do you know the thing about it, Brian? Is it's one of those games, and it goes back to those N64 No Mercy, WrestleMania, WCW versus NWO.
But it's made by the same.
It's made by the Aki engine and everything, and THQ that made the earlier Here Comes the Pain games and stuff, and that's what it reminds me of. It has that same faster kind of feel, just fun. Like I played the Lights Out match in it, the Lights Out. Remember, it's all the weapons and shit, and that thumbtack spot. Like when you slam someone on the fucking tacks in this game and they start bleeding and attacks are on their back, I was going, man, this is just such a no fucking brainer for a wrestling game to have this shit in it. Like
it's like Street Fighter mixed with a wrestling game.
Oh yeah, when they have to travel from each.
No, but in general though, the fights and stuff as well.
But you can tell, and look, you know me. I'm not the biggest Kenny Omega fan in the world, right? I think I've been very vocal about that. I do like him to a point, but I'm not a massive fan. But you can tell he has his fingerprints in this game because he is a gamer, helping to make a game that he kind of grew up with, like we all did. And as I said, at the moment it is 50-50. I know people are the main thing I keep hearing, even across the line, all online and stuff, is that it's genuinely it's a fucking really fun game. People are digging the gameplay,
Mm.
and I love the gameplay. I think the gameplay is fucking very fun. But I think the
And
biggest issue with people is just it seems to be bare bones in general. But as we said, we knew that going in because it was meant to be kind of it's got to be built up like season
I,
passes and DLCs and all that crack.
and guys, the important thing is Tubbs is still running scared.
I'm not running scared. I'm not running scared. As I clarified, I had just had like a fucking really fucking weird busy week.
I will say,
We
like
will.
there has been a challenge thrown down and hasn't been answered yet. Like so,
Yeah, no, and it will be answered. It will be answered, and we still have to do the live stream while we play it as well. So
who
you know,
who who kicked the
we've
shit
got
out
to
of you in
figure that out
WWE
because
all
I've
the time,
no
Tubbs?
clue. I've no clue how to live stream video game
Yeah, but I can do
footage.
that. Don't worry.
Yeah, so
Anyway, let's move on. Let's
yeah,
move on.
we're rambling on about wrestling here. The chat's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are they talking about?
Was Shinobi on the 64? No, it was in the Mega Drive. I
Mm.
don't know, was there a newer version of that as well?
There could have been deuce. There could have been because I do know it, it's like every system really, isn't it? It's like you have these iconic games on like the NES, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive,
Mm.
and then they made newer versions for the newer consoles, but they didn't kind of they were just never. It was like the Zelda games, and I know people love Zelda, but
Mm.
the Zelda
Breath
and the
of the
Super
Wild
Nintendo,
is just fucking brilliant.
what's the name of it? Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I think that's the one on the Super Nintendo. I fucking loved it, and
No,
I'm not a
Ocarina of Time is on N64.
that's in N64. What
Link's
was the one on the
Awakening
Super
is
Nintendo?
on SNES.
What was it?
Link's Awakening, I think.
Okay, so the one on the Super Nintendo is the one. It's the top down one, and I loved it. Me and my mate Phil played that for fucking ages.
Yeah, it's
Um,
class.
I really did dig it, but I didn't enjoy Ocarina of Time as much. And I know fucking some people are like, going, I can't believe you'd say that. Um, yeah, I couldn't get into it. I enjoyed it. I played it. I just couldn't get into it the same
There's a
way as I
Kanye
did on the
West
Super
meme now
Nintendo.
for this.
But
How dare you, Tubbs? Fuck you.
yeah,
Ocarina of
see,
Time
that's
is
what I'm saying.
awesome. Majora's
There's some
Mask,
people that are going
awesome.
to be like, oh my god, I can't believe you went there. But
Mick, yeah, that Megalopolis ties, they kind of disappeared and took loads of money off people, and there's still people trying to get their money back, and what's the word, rebranded as premium DNA toys. So yeah, lots of people are kind of worried about buying stuff off them. That's the Battletoads stuff and Earthworm
oh
Jim.
yeah, okay.
They do like Mad Balls, is it? They're the ones as well that used to be out years ago.
Where is it?
Um,
Do they do like a lot of like old school gaming toys? Like
well, newer ones like of ones that were
yeah,
out
like
before.
newer kind of updates on them and stuff.
I will put it on the list.
Excuse me.
Shinobi was Master System. It was on the Mega Drive as well, though, because remember when Mega Drive launched here in Ireland, there was two different 3-packs you could get. One was Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Shinobi, and the
Yeah.
other was Super Hang On Columns and Italian 90 Football or something like that.
Yes. The first one being the better one.
Well, I liked Super Hang On as well. So
I did myself, and I actually liked Columns as well. But I know there was
Columns
some
like
people that like fucking
bargain version of Tetris, like
But do you remember Alex the Kid on the Master System?
Alex Kidd in Wonderland. Yeah, that was Master
Yeah.
System
Have you? When was the last time you played it?
about a year ago on PlayStation.
Okay. Did your memory of it hold up to your recent play?
Well, it was the same as it was back then. Like
I remember playing that on the Master System.
super difficult.
Because I had a Super Nintendo, but my brother's mate Chris would kind of loan us the Master System to play Alex the Kid every now and again, and I loved it, man. I was like, "Oh, this game's unreal! Fucking, I love this game." And I played it recently, and I was kind of going, "Oh, fuck me, this doesn't hold up at all." Like,
Well,
I
that's
think my
because
head had a better image.
I think as well with older games, like I often go back now because I'm emulators and stuff. I often go back and play games, whatever, and it's like games nowadays are a lot easier.
Way easier. Now,
And
unless you're me and Philip O'Connor that like successfully in our later years played Sunset Riders, and it took us fucking forever to beat
Sunset
this game
Riders
when we
is
were kids, right?
unbelievable. I love that
We
game.
beat we beat the whole game in 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah, you can beat it really quickly. Like it was
Whipped
it was a
whipped
coin op.
fucking through
Like
it. Couldn't believe it. But no, I do agree with you. The majority of older games, and I think it was the system of like there was no checkpoints. There was a certain amount of lives. It's like, and once you were
no,
dead,
just
you were
keep
dead.
pumping in coins and it'll keep going.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But nowadays, is you've checkpoints, you've save files, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier to kind of like get through the games.
Yeah, Jonathan said he can relate to the running out of room for stuff tubs. Yeah, I'm doing a
Mm,
reshuffle now as well
yeah,
again.
yeah. I definitely have
Tom's
to do a
here. Hey,
refucking
Tom.
shuffle. Tom, how are
Uh,
you, buddy?
awesome tune last week, dude. Thanks very much
Yes,
again
we
for
must
that.
thank Tom for the awesome happy birthday rendition on the end of last week's show.
Uh, that
Very cool.
AEW game is meant to be broken as fucking PC. I can't
Now, I
comment
will
on
say one
PC,
thing:
but
it plays like perfection on my PS5, right? But
same.
on the PS4, it keeps
Yeah,
crashing.
there is
Yeah,
a
there's an
problem on
issue there, but
PS4.
apparently they've figured out what it is, and there's a patch coming for that. I do know there has been kind of issues, but have you seen what the modern community is already doing with the game?
No.
Oh, dude, they're taking wrestlers from like fucking 2K23 and putting them in the fucking game. They're putting Forbidden Door, they're putting Ring of Honor, and this has only been out a week, not even a
Yeah,
week.
but the PC community, modern community is crazy. In
Yeah, and you're
fairness,
looking at it going like, but apparently AEW have like given the go ahead. Yeah, man, you guys, you do your thing, and WWE apparently didn't do that. They put a lot of blinkers on it, like, which I don't understand why, because this shit is what makes the communities better, man. They're really fucking
yeah,
should just
the
people.
AEW don't mind like.
You buy a game, when you buy a game, Brian, it's like the companies put out a game with licenses on it, and that's their thing. This is what we are. We're not putting anything else in. This is what it is. If you can mod it, and you want to put other people in and fucking music and all this, that should be completely your choice. You paid your money.
Mm.
You know, you're not breaking any
As long as you
copyright
don't bring it
laws.
online and get
The company
copyright
isn't
and all
getting in
that
trouble
crap.
for breaking laws and copyrights and all that. Like, you know, it's
Um,
yeah.
so I
Fuck.
said we had the Mega Drive states of the Genesis, and were they totally different? No, they were the same thing. They just rebranded, and
You see, a lot of games kind of were on both consoles. They're on like the Super
it's
Nintendo and the Mega Drive.
it's like the Japan thing. Like in Japan, the Super Nintendo was called Super Famicom,
Super
and over
Famicom.
here
Yeah. Do you
it
remember the
was
fucking Famicom adapter?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For certain
just different
games, you
names.
couldn't
Yeah,
get it, like Joe here.
been
But do you
playing
remember
Commodore
the first
64
Mortal Kombat, Brian?
this week. Were they the same? Just different name. They were the same. Yeah, he said.
But do you
Uh,
remember the whole madness with that? Like, Joe, it was like, do you remember it was like Mega Drive was like the grittier machine, and Super Nintendo was like, do you know, more
I had to
fun.
say I had a Mega Drive.
Mega
Uh,
Drive, like Mortal Kombat came out, there was blood and fatalities and everything, and then when the Super
so,
Nintendo version came out, there was no blood and the fatalities had no blood. It was just what, you know?
Chris says Mega Drive was the British and Japanese name for the Genesis. Manga Fandanga loved MK and the Mega Drive, blew my mind when that came out. Yeah, crazy
Mm.
story about that. I think I've told you this before, Tubbs, but like, this is how fucking old I am. When I was
If you
about,
didn't look at what I am,
I think it was about 11 or 12. I think when that came out, and for Christmas, I had no I had only like been using my mother and father's TV in the main sitting room, so I never got to play games. And I got a color TV for my birthday, and they were like, "Oh, there's two more presents if you can find them." And my mother and father like hid two more presents around, so I found them eventually. And the first one was like Street Fighter 2, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" And I died because that summer we'd been staying in the local seaside Kilkee, as you know it, and all they used to play down the arcades was Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter,
yeah.
and the big crowds like around the fucking thing, and we'd be all taking turns and what have you. And the second game then I got was fucking Mortal Kombat 1. I didn't come
Dude,
out of my room for about a
no
week.
wonder you became such a big fucking fighter fucking head, like, you know?
Yeah, MK was so fucking good. I loved it. It
Should
was so
the
realistic for back then as well.
the first system I ever got was like, I mean, like, we had Commodore and all that kind of crack. Do you know what I mean? But the first
Mm.
console I ever owned was the Super Nintendo, and my neighbors had the Nintendo, the
You were a
NES,
late
like,
you were a
they
late
used to play
bloomer,
that.
so
But the first one I ever owned was the Super Nintendo, man. We got this for Christmas, man. I was fucking, I think I was 9 years old or something, right? I was like fucking Street Fighter. It was Mario Kart, Super Mario World. I was in my fucking element. And 4 days later, the guards called to our house because apparently my parents, right, tried and tried and tried and couldn't fucking find one. And then they found a dude that was selling them off the back of a truck. So they bought it for Christmas and they fucking wrapped it up.
so
And
let's
then
get this
we
straight,
had to
Tubbs.
hand our fucking Super Nintendo back to the guards.
So let's get this straight. So for a second, so what actually happened was like The Simpsons, where they broke into someone's house and stole a Nintendo and gave it to you. So your dad stole some poor kid's Super Nintendo and gave it to you.
Basically, yeah. Well, basically, he didn't physically steal it, but it was bought off someone else that stole it from like a Smiths or whatever the fuck was going on at the
That
time.
that's the PG version you
But
were
this is the
told.
thing, right? This is and that was the Christmas. We like literally were like, oh, so like the gig is up, like the ruse is fucking been the sheets have been pulled back. We now know fucking all about what Christmas really is. And then my mum and dad had to go and fucking like buy us the fucking brand
Robbing
new one about
consoles.
2 weeks later. Yeah, I was it. Do you know what it was? It was the best Christmas and the worst Christmas at the
It was
same
the
time,
best of times. It was the blurst of times.
all wrapped in one 4 day bubble. Like,
Chernobyl went to Switch. I think it was just announced. Jonathan said MK was a game changer when it came out. It
yeah,
fucking
it
was.
really was. That and Street Fighter, remember, just fucking
Toasty.
and
I remember the
I have
first
a
time that
little
guy popped up, and I was like, "What the fuck
and
is
I have
this?"
this little like soft spot for Killer Instinct as well.
Kygor and fucking all those
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know what it was about it, man. It was this
It was the
weird kind
first
of
ever
like
Mortal
Street
Kombat
Fighter
ripoff.
Mortal Kombat rip-off game, and I really just dug it.
Link's Awakening re-release on Switch is really good. Yeah, I've meant to check that out actually as well. Do you remember
Did
Rise of
you?
the Robots, Tubbs?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
What the fuck was that about?
Did you
Like,
hear what was it running around online a while ago? Now the timing of it is insane, and I'll say this to you. This is apparently THQ are releasing a second WWE game either later this year or early next year, and it's not 2K24. Apparently, 2K and the team that were behind the earlier games, then your man that was after jumping back to 2K from AEW. Remember, he jumped to AEW to
mm,
work with THQ, and he jumped back. The producer or whatever. Apparently, Here Comes the Pain has been remastered and retooled and re-released.
anyway,
Now, I don't know how they're going to do that because of certain characters that are in that game, but
I can't see that happening. To be fair,
yeah, and but this is my point. And my mate Phil was saying to me, he's like, yeah, but he said it is fucking ridiculous they're doing it because the AEW game got released, and do you know what I mean? Fucking, and this is a game that's going to end up rivaling the 2K, and now they're kind of going like, oh well, we re-released this thing that's like the older games. Let them fight it out, dude. We're just getting loads of wrestling content.
Sam Tubbs found Ocarina at the time crazy hard to get into. Jonathan
Yeah,
agrees with
and
that.
look, I know people will be like, fuck you, Tubbs. I mean, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because I spent so much time playing the top-down version and the puzzle solving and the cute animations, and then it went fucking all 3D-ish and
I like this
weird
is kind
and
of brought up. Alex is built into Master System. Hang on. TJ also says he completed Ocarina of Time. Loved that game. I loved it as well.
no, look,
Okay.
it's not that I didn't like it. It's just I never attached myself to that one as much as I did on the SNES version.
Mick says Tom saved Tubbsy Wubsy. We want to hear you sing at Miss Steady 16.
Yes, Tom, you did. You saved
Jonathan,
my ass.
Daddy
I
let
love
us
it.
all down. Smith Lord said, Jesus, we're not even safe from oiled up men in here. We WWP and all that.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I
know
hate
how
them.
much Smith Lord loves his wrestling.
Down with that sort of thing. Detty, I think he means Detty, has an amazing singing voice. She really has. This. Uh, who's details?
Who's
Yeah,
detailed?
Detty. See, I knew why you were
Daddy,
about.
Daddy.
Seaside. This is what happens when you buy a Brie Larson figure. Poor Brie.
This is very
Uh,
true.
it is a fucking fantastic figure, though. The likeness is great on her.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
problem.
has but they capture her facial expressions perfectly, to be sure. Mick said the arcades were great memories as a kid. Dead SF2 and MK there. Connor said the lines of people waiting to play Street Fighter with a stack of 20p's on the game cabinet. Awesome memories. Yeah, it was
I
fucking
remember
class.
in Ballybunion back when we used to go down there, it was Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and WrestleFest.
Lethal Enforcers as well. That gun game,
Yes,
remember
yeah,
that?
and Bobble
The
Bobble.
Simpsons arcade game that had the 4 player thing as well. There was
That was fucking wild.
shitloads of
And the
people around
Turtles in
that as
Time.
well. Definition of perseverance playing Operation Wolf with the Sega Zapper and the Master System and a 14-inch portable TV.
Actually, I have to say it to
I
you as
remember
well.
that actually as well.
Fucking was playing with the twins earlier. Shredder's Revenge. It's fucking hella fun, dude.
Oh yeah, I have that as
Yeah,
well.
it's
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 on
a, it's a
Plus.
bucket of fun. Like if anyone has like PlayStation or
We can
Xbox
play.
Game
I can
Pass or
play a
whatever,
game. We can play a game of that with you as
it's
well.
there. It's
So,
on them. Just jump for your if you have those two, just throw it on and go.
Manga Fandango, Sonic Boom. Mick says the SF2 arcade was impossible to beat. I think I got to Sagat one time and he absolutely annihilated me.
Mm.
And I was
Now
like, nope.
I did. Um, I think I got all the way, but I mean, like, it's one of those things where like you're staying at that machine popping, as Brian said, popping fucking coins in left and right until you clear that game, and then you have this mad
Cool.
like, oh, I'm the best in the world, and you walk off and you get a burger, and it's kind of forgotten about. But in your brain, it was the greatest moment of your life.
Mick says Killer Instinct was his favorite fighting game.
Yeah, I loved it, dude, man.
Uh,
It really was fucking one that I didn't think I'd like when they first announced it, but then it just ended up being a really cool game.
TGC says Killer Instinct was awesome with mega combos.
And the fucking girl, one of her fucking finishing moves was she showed you her boobs. You know, like that's levels of
I think
creativity. Like,
I think we could actually talk about any topic and you'd somehow bring it down there. Like it's
I
a
mean,
real
look, I don't choose to do these things, or it's just there.
Tubbs was Ryan Tuberty's SNES that was stolen. Look at how the trauma affected the poor chap.
The government is
What?
still paying him back for that.
To be honest, like I take 300k a year when someone wants to rob one of
Yeah, I
my
mean, I mean that would be a happy payout for like ruining my childhood.
does a WWE game not come on every year? Yeah, more or less every year and a half.
See, that became the issue. Like before, like they've become every year release now, which is the AEW game. It is one of those things where fucking
Can you
it is bare bones in a lot of ways, but there's going to be a lot of add-ons and DLCs and season passes and a year down the road.
can you
If you
play as
what I will say about AEW games, guys, is if you enjoyed the N64 wrestling games and the older like Here Comes the Pain games, like if you're a wrestling fan in general, but this
I
AEW
think
game,
we've established there isn't
even
many
if
in
you
the
just like
chat. Folks.
the which,
I think we've established there isn't many in the chat.
oh yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like it's just a fun game. Like anyone that's a fan of
You
football,
haven't even played it that much. You said it yourself.
no, but I mean, I've played it enough to play like Road to Elite and play exhibitions and stuff, but to really get stuck in, I haven't got stuck in like you have. But I played enough to know that it's like it's just a fucking pick up. It's a fun fucking fighter game, like at its core, you know. So if you're a fighting game fan, you'll enjoy it. It's easy to play.
Chris says, "Can you play as Big Daddy or join Haystacks in any of these so-called wrestling games?"
With the help of community creations, my boy, yes you can.
Thankfully, no,
The old
Chris.
British wrestlers.
Mick says Shredder's Revenge is great, but a bit easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tubbs, we should definitely play Shredder's Revenge online with each other or something. That'd be
Can
good
you
crack.
play that online?
Yeah, it's
I
4-player,
didn't
like.
even I tell you, back in my day, we had to sit on the couch together.
Thank God I don't have to anymore.
We do need
Dennis
one of those
Alvarez.
soon, dude. We need a sit down play.
That just doesn't sound great.
Maybe
Dennis not a
maybe that
wrestling
would
game.
be better than playing online, dude. Maybe we should fucking organize a day, like an afternoon or something, to sit down and physically sit in the same room and record that shit while we're playing.
Nah,
I
nah.
reckon that could be fucking like hilariously fucking good. Like,
Okay, so oh my goodness, guys. 1, Jonathan, sing to me and I may reconsider. 2, thanks, Si. 3, Mick, when are you starting your OnlyFans?
these are three really valid questions.
I expect
And
3 answers from everyone in the chat for those questions.
I feel these are questions that need answers, guys.
Jonathan, I think you need to come on here and sing for Daddy.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's thanking Si for, but she's thanking Si for. Showing your age there, Smith Lord, Big Daddy, Saturday afternoon wrestling. I don't think there was enough polygons to fit fucking giant haystacks on the screen, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, like you've fucking Big John Stud and all those like fucking older ones.
Manga Fandango, one of my favorite TMNT games was the first one on the Game Boy. I played that on holidays because I brought over the Turtles collection with me on the Switch.
Speaking of Turtles games, do you remember that fucking like weird fucking like Street Fighter type fighting game that was released?
Tournament Fighters.
Tournament, yeah, Teenage
Yeah.
Mutant Ninja Tournament Fighters. That was fucking brilliant.
It was on the SNES and the Mega Drive as well.
Yeah.
Really cool game. Or it's a quality wrestling game without those 2 yokes, Chris. Mick said it's on my to-do list.
Yes.
Yes, all. party over here. I remember my mate telling me that Dead or Alive 2, they had a department dedicated to the ladies' characters about boobs bouncing. Yep,
Yeah,
that is actually true. You know,
yeah. There was definitely you know, some
the
thought
the,
put
tit,
into
the,
that game.
tit, the tits basically had their own physics, like, which is fucking weird. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Yeah, I
And
feel
then
like this is a lot of waiting. Nick.
she's
Uh,
just see. This is what happens, all right. Before she knew what you looked like, Mick, right? She was expecting fucking, as I said before, Phil and Grant Mitchell. She didn't get that. She got fucking
oh,
Enrique, and now she wants an OnlyFans.
I think what we're noticing over the last few weeks is that Tubbs has an unhealthy obsession with the Mitchells, and the fact that he knows who they are is means he's an EastEnders fan.
Hey, dude, I will tell you one thing, right? I don't know if there's anyone in this chat, right, that will actually ever admit this, but when you're in your late 30s to early 40s, right, there's been a time in your life where you've sat in a room when that show was on and you've kind of actively watched it. I've seen some
No,
EastEnders, man. I'm
I
not gonna lie,
actively reached for the fucking remote if that happened.
but I've actively seen some. I know about the
That
Stacey Max affair and the Bradley issue. I know all that.
oh my god, he knows the storylines and everything.
Yeah, I know some stuff. I know some. I can sit down and
I know
that.
how to do
I should
something
do
as well,
that.
Tubbs. I know how to do that, like so. EastEnders, yeah, not having it, lad. Not having it.
Dude, I
That's
watched
that's
Hollyoaks and everything, man.
That's oh my god, it's even worse. I've actually never seen Hollyoaks. Literally never seen it.
No, I did.
Uh,
Like, you have to understand this, man. Like the missus be watching the soaps, and I'm sitting in the room and just fucking you be watching the TV, and I just get fucking, and then you start asking questions. What's this fat fuck doing? Why is he a mechanic? Why is he doing this? And you're like, and then after 3, 4 weeks, you're like, oh man, Phil and fucking Grant are like, like they're the heavies, and Joe Peggy says get out of my pub, and you start to learn the lingo on the show, and then you realize you're a bloke that shouldn't be watching this
This
stuff,
is
and then
like
you
a
start
whole
watching
new revelation.
cartoons.
So like you've just brought this on after 100 episodes.
I thought we'd start the 101
You're a
episode with
soap fan.
with some deep diving of the soap fan that Tubbs used to be. Yeah,
Oh, I don't know if I should
don't
cry or
worry, I never
puke
crossed
or
into curry.
that's the only decent one. Well, actually, no. Home and Away has Australian women in it, and they're hot as fuck. So,
Now, look, I
I
mean, I'll be honest. Over the years, I've seen some neighbours. I've seen some EastEnders on the TV and stuff. And when you're at home and fucking chilling on a sick day and there's not minutes on, you watch that shit. You know.
a
But
trigger warning here, right before I say this. But if I'm on the edge of doing something to myself, I will watch EastEnders to push me over that fucking edge. That is
I
the most
mean,
depressing shit you could ever fucking watch on TV.
that's some good show. There's some good storytelling going on there. Like,
There really isn't. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. Happy
yes.
coders in the world. Yeah, the guys designed the tits.
Look, this is what's going to happen, Brian. Right? All the lads in the chat are like, and we listen
What?
to these guys talk fucking like really cool shit for 100 episodes, and now 100 episodes 101 hits, and it's like
Where's the
definitely
last fucking? I was doing whatchamacallit, show and tell, and all of a sudden we're like 40 minutes later talking shit. Nick
It's one
says
of these organic episodes, man.
there's a new DLC. Usagi is in it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get that. I don't need to worry about showing my age. I'm 43. Everyone knows that. Not a day over 19, Smith Lord.
I'm not too far off that myself, buddy.
Anyway. Tournament Fighters was amazing. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Connor says, I remember completing TMNT in the Game Boy. Played that game for months. Yeah, it's still a fucking
back when
cracker.
you would fucking stick with it, man.
Yeah, you were younger than me, Smith Lord. Chris says, don't feel it, have the knees of a 70-year-old and the mind of a teenager. I did say 19, so
I think
Betty,
that comes. Was it?
what's wrong with being an EastEnders fan? Oh Christ.
See,
It's
dead.
Corey. It's Corey I can't fucking watch.
See, isn't that the thing though? Isn't that the thing?
Not that
When
bad.
it comes to soaps and stuff, you're like it's kind of like Star Wars and Star Trek. It's like you're either fucking in deep on one or the other, like, you know.
Miss Teddy says, "Oh no, unnecessary timeout." Don't ask Smith Lord about the bird and Hollyoaks. He totally. I've heard this story. Yeah,
Oh, we know. Oh, we know.
trust me, he's a bad. What? Who'd have thought I'd back up Tubbs? What is my life? What's my life come to? Come to.
It's
Fuck my
because you've
life.
stuck around for 100+ episodes, Daddy. That's why.
And yes, I totally blew it with the girl from Hollyoaks. She had a bit part in Dark Knight. On the edge of doing something
Which?
himself.
No, wait,
Showing
wait.
porn is easier than EastEnders, Brian.
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
I think Smitlar needs to send a picture of this Hollyoaks girl into the chat because I can't remember who the fuck this girl was now.
It was in the Culture Cast chat, I think, before, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Fuck it. Was it the blonde one?
there's a lot of blonde ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of blonde ones in Hollyoaks.
101 episode for Truth to come out. I know, Fullers. You think you know
Yeah,
some.
no, yeah. It just boom.
I thought the same, Chris.
Mm.
Okay, so I will do Sean.
Yeah, did you actually show and tell? You didn't.
Because this has gone off the rails majorly, like.
I think you reached for the show and tell, and then we kind of went like sidetracked.
So I have to thank James McGurk for this one because he shared the link in the Culturecast group.
Deadly.
I think this is like 13 quid or thereabouts. Clone Wars Dark Maul.
Oh, that's fucking deadly.
Even has legs now.
I actually thought they were metallic legs. That's fucking deadly, man.
Well, these are plastic.
No, but the look of metallic legs.
Well, they kind of do. They kind of look roboty.
Yeah.
I can't say the word. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I have a review done of him. I'll be posting it during the week at some stage. Fucking flies.
What the fuck was that, Brian?
A fly.
Your
Bastard
hands just
fly.
spazzed.
So these were €15 each on Big Bang. They went up on sale during the week. This is the Alley Viper.
Oh, cool.
It's fucking class. They need to make him in black though, because I think he would be cool Riot Trooper. Man, I'm trying to get a bit of more focus. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Comes with a load of shit as well. And this is Stalker, also from G.I. Joe.
Bit of a custom now, and you'd have yourself an owl snake from Metal Gear, dude.
Well, you could easily do Snake with the amount of stuff I have from G.I. Joe. So.
Yeah, definitely could, man.
But yeah, the colours in this guy are amazing.
Very vibrant.
Vibrant as fuck.
It's vibrant. It's fucking vibrant. It is. He looks like fucking Galactus's penis.
So remember I was saying I went into Smith's to get AEW.
Yes, now, correct me if I'm wrong. These are wrestling figures, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
This one was €5. Sensational Sherry.
Wow, okay. Because I'm planning on buying the new HBK and or the 97 Mania. I think it's the Mania 14 one, and I would definitely love to fucking get her for that.
I think she was the last one in the
really?
the Children's
Okay.
Road one anyway, but I tried the other one. These guys were like €3 each. I'm not even sure.
Can I ask you a question? Are these the guys that you asked me about NXT?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering, yeah.
I know this guy from somewhere, but like a
Carmelo
€3
Hayes.
each. They're cool, like scene fillers and stuff. And this fella Mace was a $5 as well. He's massive. He's a cool like Batman villain goon or something. This comes off too.
Yeah, he was from Retribution.
Yeah, I think there was 4 of them, was there?
It was Ali's fucking group that like went nowhere.
And last but not least, this is the best one. And I blame Connor for this one because I watched his review. I wasn't really going to get it, but then I watched it. This is rock and roll.
Damn Connor for making good content. He's like you, man. You make fucking good content and people just start buying shit.
But this guy is fucking awesome. He's one of the best.
At a glance, he looks like Ed Sheeran.
Do you know what I thought? If you take off the helmet, looks a bit like Thor.
Who?
Thor. Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, with the shorter hair.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, I thought.
Yeah, a bit of dark. If you could fucking custom up the head a bit,
you
like
can make
Ragnarok version.
Extraction Chris Hemsworth with him, I think. Which is a pretty good movie. But yeah, that's my make your fucking Egypt. Prefer death metal myself. Fucking hell.
Make us full of the jokes today.
Thought the same, Chris. James says, great fig. In
Yes.
the Culture Cast chat now, Tubbs.
On
Daddy
Deadly
says
Man. I'll check that in a bit.
colors are wicked on that bri.
Yeah.
That alley viper is the fucking business.
The fucking
Yeah, I think
business.
if you could do like I was showing Jonathan and Connor the other day, there was figures released in the smaller scale, 4 inch, a few years
Mm.
back on the GI Joe thing, and they were black like shock troopers. They were called. They're like proper riot gear troopers. They were class. I'd love they made the proper versions of them.
Now, I mean, I do remember those old school GI Joe figures, the 4 inch ones, where they had like the pin in where like the crotch, so you can fucking split the legs open.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Do they
O-ring
still
of
sell
those.
those? Like,
They brought back a few of them, like, but
oh yeah, but they're
I don't
they're
know. Are they
they're
doing them?
focusing more on the 6 and 7 inch ones now. Are they?
The guys can probably answer you better in the comments. I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
100%
yeah.
sure on
No,
those.
because I remember having a ton of those when I was younger, like the
I still
GI
have a bunch
Joes.
of them in a box down there, like so.
Yeah.
But yeah. Smith Lord said he has two of them because they're fucking awesome. Rock and roll is epic. Yeah, he
Excuse
what
me.
the fuck was that?
I kind of sneezed.
That was the most half-arsed sneeze I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
That's a sneeze. It's not a sneeze. It's a sneeze.
It was just like it's like a tickled and half it came out.
That sounds worse.
I did.
Fuck you, Schultz. Lol. Yeah.
So
Okay,
raging
so
bear there, Brian.
Raging Bear. Okay, so art corner. It's
Yeah.
actually a little later than usual for this week.
Yes, that's because we rambled
I,
about soaps for about 20
I
minutes.
do want to show something in a minute that's going to make you laugh.
I will be
Uh,
back to normal with the art next week. I just say I have a fucking ton of stuff there that I need to finish and start, and I have a fucking plan for um another one. I did. You know what it was? I think I've started like 4 or 5 of them, and I've finished none. I think the poster like like slowed me down to the point where I'm drawn. I was like, but I get back into
I
it
will
again
say
now
about
this
the
week.
post. I will say as well about the poster. I showed it to Kate the other day, and she wants to put it up over the fireplace.
Really?
Yeah, she loved it as
Oh,
well.
that's fucking cool, dude. Yeah.
So it's class. I
You
did.
get to see it every day
I
then.
did mean to put a picture up online and stuff, but I haven't literally haven't got the chance to do anything
No,
in the
dude,
last
come
month.
here. You just whenever if you're putting it up, man, just throw it up whenever. Like, there's no rush with that stuff. Like, because I was going to put it up on my Instagram, but it said I'll let you do it first.
No, if you want to put it up on your Instagram, fire away, dude.
No,
That's
because I'd like to see you do your thing with it first, because it's for you. So I'm like that, then I'll just throw it up on the thing.
okay. So we're going to start off tonight with Mix Mini Mania.
Oh, it was a good start.
Always a good place to start with a small person.
Yurt.
So this is it, the first one. The blue gloves are back, y'all. Um,
The blue. Oh, that he'll be happy.
like the
He's like, but no, it's fucking deadly. Is that like a Goro style ponytail in his head?
something like that, yeah. That's really cool. Um, when Mick showed me this, messaged me this the other day, my first thing that played in my head was that "Baby Got Back" song. I like big
Nice
butt,
ass, buddy.
but it's really
That's a
class.
chunky ass, like.
And this is another one. It's really cool.
Fucking deadly. I love the streaks of green in the sword and stuff and in the mask.
Yeah, it's class.
Mick always fucking bringing the fucking
Smash,
cool shit, dude.
smashing them out.
Yeah, again,
I mean,
baby
watch
got
that
back, like,
stance is just so.
big junk in the trunk. Man, fucking, like, he's supplying it in both ends this week.
I think you should like start your OnlyFans and just put up these pictures.
Yeah, these are the things you should put up on your OnlyFans, Mick.
And some
Oh, that's
more.
fucking deadly.
I love the whole green all around. It's
Yeah,
fucking
that's what I'm
class.
saying. It just fucking blends into the white or excuse me, white or grey.
Dun, 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 dun. There's some more angles there. That gun thing is cool as well. It connects up to his fucking elbow.
Oh, yeah, okay, is that what that is?
Yes.
Yes. It's
Yes,
an elbow
that's right.
attachment, Brian. Yes, it is. He's fucking yeah.
Watch the little details there and everything are really, really cool.
I can't wait to see because I know Mick has talked about getting or trying to get
Oh,
one of
the 7-inch blanks.
the McFarlane ones.
Yeah.
Um, I really fucking like to see what he does with one of those.
And remember a couple of, well, some of the guys have asked for it already. We were saying it would be cool if you've seen a few of them together.
Just lay it out and
So here you go.
see that's fucking deadly to see. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love this guy. He's
See
really cool.
every week there's an expansion on the show.
And this is, I'm going to guess Grimlock. No, this is Snarl, I think. The feet. Transformer. It is Snarl.
That's a transformer in the background.
Yeah, that's the
I
scale.
thought he had like fucking like a display, like a fucking what you call them things, the dioramas.
So, yeah, like there's the gold foot there. Yeah,
And
it
do you know
is.
what makes me laugh is I know you know that's a transformer's foot, right? For anyone like even myself, I didn't realize that that was a transformer foot. It just looked like broken ship pieces in the background.
Now that I look at it, it looks like Masterpiece Grimlock. You're going to have to put me out of my misery here, Mick.
Yeah, just let us know what transformer that is in said background.
Fans ties sludge. I wasn't far off, in fairness. Um,
Fat
so
toy
yeah,
sludge.
where are we
So
at?
that's who it was. It was sludge. Yeah.
So Chris, obviously, like none of us can compete because he's the coolest here. He said, "I was going to do something for Art Corner, but then I didn't because I'm a bad boy. And that's how I roll." I mean, I've
I mean,
tried
I'm
to
a
be
bad boy
cool. That
too, buddy. I'm a bad boy too, Smith Lord, man. But the truth is, I just didn't get time.
that's not as cool of an
Blue
excuse,
gloves. See,
Tubbs.
she's happy.
Blue gloves. Dad, he's seen some blue gloves
It's
from a
the little
child.
things, right?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Or is that what they said to you?
I don't mind. No, a hole's a hole.
Blue- Wowie, 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 wow. Oh,
Oh, lads.
we. So where I'm working today, they're hosting the, what is it, the World Archery Championships or something like that.
Yeah, out in the college, like, is it?
Yeah, and we've had like people from all over the world, and they're all wearing the jackets and things,
Okay,
and
yeah.
you know the representation or whatever. And we had like 4 or 5 like Kazakhstani people come in, and the temptation to go whoa 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 every time
Oh
I'd
my
say they would
god.
fucking hate it. Man in the Borat.
Like the levels of racism that would have come off you from the fucking till.
It's not racist. Fucking hell,
Yeah, but I
like
mean, like we get it's the joking side of it, but like, you know, could you imagine if some like random till guy was just like fucking and they're like, you know,
you want some potassium?
Baldy Brian.
Yup, it is, Tubbs. But
Yes,
how is that? Mint me.
mint is the word. Do we have any art this week?
We do, we do.
Okay,
I've
very
started the
good.
piece, but
All right.
everything. I've started the piece, but everything has gotten in my way of drawing recently. Yeah, kick those things to the curb.
Look, come here, Denny. I'll
And
be
look,
honest
there's
with you,
no.
man. Fucking, it's happened me. I think it's happened Brian. It's happened everyone in this chat, man. We all get fucking was it procrastination stages where we fucking don't pick nothing up and do it, man. That'll pass. That'll pass. And you start
As
picking up
Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way to fuck your life.
yeah, there you go. It finds a way, and you will also, and you get drawn again and doing stuff. And I find one thing I do find. I don't know if anyone else is like this. If I try to force that shit, it
Then it
just makes
becomes a
it
chore.
worse. Yeah, it just becomes I just don't want to do anything now.
Absolutely epic, Mick. Mick
Mm-hmm.
says to do some squats, some fine painting there, Mick.
Uh,
Uh,
Top notch shit.
why do people want chicken fingers, but no one?
Now, see,
But no one wants to finger
dude,
chickens.
the chat is fucking asking very valid questions here tonight, right? I must admit
Oh
this, right?
fuck!
Daddy had 3 fucking questions that were very valid. Smitlard, I hear it, but I hear you, pal. Finger chickens, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Why don't
Uh,
we have more?
I mean, I can't answer that.
Or why aren't we allowed?
Well, I'm sure you could be allowed, but then yeah, I'm not even
Really?
gonna go there.
Because if you walked up to a petting zoo and just started fingering chickens, I'm pretty sure it'd be frowned upon, you know?
Do you know what you do? Homework for the podcast. Go to a farm,
Go and finger chickens in a fucking
finger
petting
a
zoo.
chicken, report back if you don't get arrested.
I'll let you know if I get fucking ring you from home
I
or a
mean,
set,
like,
is it?
if they say anything, you were like, oh, but the saying is it was finger licking good. I was just seeing if it was true.
Or I'll just tell him like, look, man, I have this mate, Smitlord, right? He taught me that it's totally okay to do this shit. So I was just like trying to fucking see if it was like kosher and shit, like, and
Oh,
apparently it's
Jesus.
not. You know, it's frowned upon, and so on and so forth.
Um, close on the surge. The last of Hollow Space is a giveaway for being third party. Mick, lack of Hollow Spaces. Awesome job, Mick. Mick says Jonathan Redmond, third party is a gift and a curse. Lol. Third party Transformers, obviously he means. Um, fantastic work as always, Mick. For sure, Mick. For sure. For sure. For sure. Thanks, Miriam. Oh, wow. Why don't you fist the cow instead, Tubbs?
Hey, apparently, I've done this shit
He
before,
would
right?
disappear. That's why.
No, dude. I mean, you fucking get that shit up into the elbow, like it's fucking, and you just don't do that shit. Isn't that how they fucking get them
Shit
all? Like,
being the important word there. Next week, Brian. Hi everyone. Tubbs will be late as he's in jail. Juvenile hall.
that'd be the story. Tried to get cancelled in 100 episodes, unsuccessful.
He's
101, he got jailed.
he's in jail trying to
Yeah.
what's it say? Chewing bread for gummy chickens.
Lads, could you imagine it, man? Fuck's sake.
Oh no,
I was just
Debbie.
trying to prove a point, like.
If Tubbs goes to jail, he will be the one getting the feel of blue gloves.
I would definitely be the pie in prison, like.
He can't reach the cow's arse. Yeah, very good point, Mick.
Do you ever hear of a footstool, kid?
Yeah, and you need a ladder to climb up on that.
Just to get up onto the fucking kneecap.
Cows don't have knees, Tubbs.
Don't they, though?
No.
And they have joints, bendable joints in the middle of their legs.
I'm not going there.
Well, actually do they, though, because when you tip a cow over and it falls down flat, that motherfucker don't get back up, like.
Since when have you tipped a cow over?
Oh, loads of fucking times, dude.
Okay, I'm going to leave
Actually,
that.
I'm not coming off really well tonight.
No, you're not. This is some art
Is
from
this size work deadly?
Manga Fandanga. Yep.
Yeah, always with the
Absolutely
fantastic
beautiful.
art.
This is absolutely fantastic. So I really like
Mhm.
it. She looks unreal.
Unbelievable.
So good.
Who? I'm trying to place who it is. Is this Adele?
I don't know actually. Adele, like before she had the Big Macs.
Oh yeah, before she Kardashian herself up, like.
Christ, we're not being very nice tonight, are we?
Oh jeez, yeah, we're really
There's a bit
going
of
for the
venom here,
jugular on
like.
everything tonight, like, yeah. In a playful way, though.
Is it? I don't know.
We're an hour in and we've already like Joe, like
Really?
we've already established I'm on my way to jail, like.
And you can wear blue gloves too. There's stalls to stand on, Nick. Lol. Lol. Jonathan said that's amazing, Si.
Yeah, I agree,
To
man.
be honest,
Always banging.
to be honest, Tubbs, I'm just warming up to destroy DC in a while when I start talking about Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was coming, like, but I still, like, as I said, I was going to watch The Flash, and then I realized they were like, then they said they were releasing it early. They're releasing it early on digital,
wait, no,
on the 18th,
no.
which is
Let's not take Si's thing away now. We're talking about that in a while.
okay. Well, we'll get to it.
Miss Daddy says, "Oh, shit. Amazing that."
Yeah, I agree. It's fucking fantastic.
Holy shit. Mick says, "Oh, Manga Man, fantastic."
And manga fucking hair is like, I'm still finding hair like so fucking hard to like fucking draw and color and shit, like, so that is fucking unbelievably cool.
Awesome stuff there.
Learning curve, as they say, but that's fucking always fantastic.
Unreal Sai. Tom, I've got an answer for your question. Surely there's no jail that can hold tubs. There is, and I've got it right here.
You said you'd never fucking show them. Oh my god, I don't want to go back in the cage, Brian. Don't put me back in.
It's just the right size.
I'll be a good boy. Don't put me back in the cage, you prick.
Oh, fucking hell, I had to do that.
What is that from? Is that a Shark Tank from Jaws or some shit?
No, it's do you know those mobile phone things you can get for do you know you're supposed to lock your phone in a cage so you don't use it for a couple of hours.
That's pretty fucking. Dude, that's just an accessory for a wrestling fucking setup.
It was on sale at TK Maxx for like £6. So I was like, I might use that in a diorama sometimes.
And that'll fucking definitely fucking come in use for the figure stuff.
Simon says, no, it's just a 50s model modernized.
Unreal, wicked.
Absolutely class, man.
Yeah.
Great work, Si. Sorry,
I do love that. So you keep like it's like you've established that your style is like the black, the dark grays, the white, or like the shading and the red. That's kind of like your staple, and I love it. I think it's fucking fantastic. Because I find even with me as an artist, or even trying to be an artist, like I get lost in the fog of like, oh, maybe I could do this, and I'm constantly trying different shit all the time. And never really perfecting any of it. I'm just kind of fucking flying in the wind as I go. Like I've gotten better, obviously, at knowing what I'm doing, but I'm still flying in the wind.
He can escape through the walls. So yes.
Yeah.
Cheers, lads.
You're very welcome, buddy.
Mick says to go down beside the shackles of Bruno. Tom says great sight, and same for Mick's work.
Yeah.
Cheers, Tom.
Standard work as always.
Cheers, Tom. Nice one, Tubbs.
No, dude, I've said it 100 times. I love your style. I love the way you do the work. So, I'll always compliment when I can. So do you know what I mean? Ballygown water, buddy. Refreshing.
If it's white, take a shite. If it's brown, drink it down.
And if it's got cocaine in it, then it's a good time.
So, Tubbs, moving on a little bit. Have you seen the new trailer for Dune?
Go again.
Have you seen the new trailer for Dune 2?
I've seen a trailer for Dune 2.
Okay, so will we check it out on the stream?
Yes, okay. Is this the one that's like heavy focused on Dave Bautista?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen one or two. I don't know. There's like 3 or 4 fucking floating around or whatever.
This is like the official trailer too, so this is from 5 days ago. Yeah, so we'll do that. 1 sec.
Like, did you enjoy Dune 1?
We'll get to that afterwards.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
okay, so we'll go watching some trailers.
Wait for the trailers.
Non-cruelty.
Mikey Casey.
You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries. They were massacred alongside my father.
Your father didn't believe in revenge. We believe in friendly.
Let me fight beside you.
Reload!
He said that. I got that. Thanks.
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
You young pup.
Do you believe in Paul?
There are signs.
The prophet. Why is that a bad thing? Use it. Because all my visions lead to horror.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it. Johnny, do you believe in me?
Paul Atreides is still alive.
deal with this prophet.
Show me who you are.
Your father was a weak man. Look who's back from the dead. Now do what must be done.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
I will love you as long as I breathe.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis. Under the blue sea of Salkar!
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Okay. So, thoughts on that? George?
So,
Thoughts on it?
okay. I'll tell you, visually it looks fantastic. Like, looks fucking striking. Looks unbelievably cool visually. I've only seen the first 20 minutes of the first one, and I fell asleep and never went back to it. Not to say that it wasn't good. I have no idea. My basis on the Dune story, it's not the books because I never read the books, is the original movie. That's what I remember from the Dune. So there's certain things I know, like I know why the eyes are the way they are and all that kind of crack. But I have no clue what the fuck is happening in this trailer. And I kind of one point of me is kind of going, all right, I should really watch the first one because this looks like it could be cool. But at the same time, I fell asleep after 20 minutes because.
But did you fall asleep because of the movie, or did you fall asleep because you were tired?
I think it was a bit of tired, and I kind of wasn't in the farm kind of to watch it when I tried to watch it, but I never went back to it. So,
I will say, right, when I watched it, I did find it very hard to get into. But
I was like that with Blade Runner, fucking the new Blade Runner.
Well, ironically enough, it's the same director, so it's his style.
He just likes the
elongate.
It's like he likes
everything.
the visual, like the visual fucking experience and kind of.
Well, the one thing I will say, right, it's based on a sand planet. It's based around someone.
I remember the original movie, like
But right, it's based on sand planet. It's based around someone being a chosen one.
As they always are.
It's set in space. So, Star Wars for wankers?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, to be fair, and I mean, I don't know if we've got any massive fans of the original.
Like Darth Vaders.
No, but I mean, I don't know if we have any massive fans of the original of the books or the movie. That's kind of what I always kind of felt the original Dune was kind of Star Wars for wankers, like a pretentious Star Wars. Back then. Pretentious Star Wars. That's kind of what it was back in the day. So this is basically what this kind of is probably being designed to be. It's this. I mean, it's probably not the design of it. I mean, it's just look. A lot of movies have ripped off Star Wars over the years. I
think as well. The guy, is it, what's his name? Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
He's very dislikable face.
And him that image of him riding the fucking the slug, the sand
thing,
slug on the back standing there, and they're all like, "Oh my god!"
Tremor Street.
This guy is like what? He's like 5 pounds and change and fucking skinny. And I'm not saying like that, but like a scene like that. I mean, if I saw someone like Dave Bautista on the back of it, I'm like, oh, that looks fucking cool. I could imagine him doing that, Drax and all his fucking glory and all that. But yeah, Timothy Chalamet is kind of like. Do you know what he's like? He's like, and I'm gonna get fucking in trouble for this one. He's like, do you know the guy that shows up to the party that's not really cool or he's not really fucking popular? He's the kind of guy that sits in the corner and kind of eyes up, people all night and potentially could slip something in your drink. That's kind of who he kind of reminds me of when I see him. I'm like, oh, he's like those guys at those parties, you know?
And you know what? I don't doubt that you don't know someone like that.
Hey, I don't. I'm not. I'm just saying, like,
Hold on
I'm
now a
basing this.
second. I don't hope you don't mind you mentioning this, Tubbs.
Okay.
But we had a private conversation. Was it last night or this morning, or I can't remember when, about stuff that happened in Limerick about 20 years ago. And Tubbs is like,
oh wait,
yeah,
yeah,
I
okay,
just
yeah,
met
you
that
can work
guy.
away.
So there was feuds. Connor and Jonathan, and if you others will know about this, there was feuds in Limerick 20 years ago where dozens of people got murdered and all over drugs, money, and all that kind of shit. And we were chatting about that last night. And Tubbs was like, "Oh yeah, one of my mates was one of those guys. He drove the car that murdered him." I
Yeah,
was like, he was trying to be cool. Like, I was like,
he did not make a
"How many
good
fucking
choice.
people do you know?" Like,
Dude, you know what it is? It's one of those modern stories and tales. It's when you're growing up and you're trying to find your way, and some of the boys go off to try and be gangsters and cowboys, and other lads go off to, I don't know, try and make a living and work a job. People just go different directions, and sadly he went a different direction. But yeah, fucking Jeremy, fucking, it wasn't.
most
Was
people,
these 10 minutes of being a gangster? Fucking,
most people try, most people
you know,
come
a
up
lifetime of fucking, you know,
underage drink to try and look cool, but no.
yeah, basically, like, you know, it's
Anyway,
it's
let's leave that one.
never a good mix, you know.
What led me there? Oh yeah, I think I know now. Yeah, it was you
You know,
calling.
what did lead that?
It was you calling
Do,
Timothy
do
Chalamet.
you know
a
what the
rapist
funny
or
thing about
something.
that is, right? The funny thing is, I made the joke about Timothy Chalamet about being like, a
date
date
rape.
rapist at a party, and you was like, oh yeah, actually on that subject, he was friends with a gangster and murdered some fucking dude.
Hey, hold on. I am not innocent either. My first cousin is actually going out with someone, and they're on the run in Malaga right now. So yeah.
And you know what? I think every fucking family has a cousin that's a
And
fucking
they're
utter
involved in
scumbag.
that thing as well. So yeah, we're all.
Do you know? I think,
connected.
especially in Ireland, every family's got a cousin on either side that's like an utter scumbag that did some
But
stupid shit. Like,
especially if you live in one of the major cities.
you know,
Got to see
it's
Dune yet.
bred into it.
I'll definitely check it out, Simon, if you're into that kind of stuff. It's a good watch, like.
Yeah.
It's a very good side, but you need to have read the books or seen the previous films. What's known to know what's going
Yeah,
on in parts.
I mean,
I
as I
hadn't
said,
fucking clue. I still enjoyed it.
yeah, I mean, as I said to you, I've only seen the first 20 minutes of the first one, but I know the story for the majority because I've seen the original movie. I kind of
I've
know.
seen the original with Sting. That was kind of shit.
Yeah.
Bit corny for me, that trailer. I don't know. That trailer was kind of winning me over, and I think that's because I know what was going on from the first one as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like Rebecca Ferguson, I watch her in anything. Like, I think she's fantastic. I think she's really fucking like a standout in most things. Like even like Doctor Sleep when she was playing like the villain.
She was in Mission Impossible as well, wasn't she?
She was in Mission Impossible as well. But I remember her performance in Doctor Sleep. It was just something chilling.
That
She
was a really good
over the top.
film.
Do you know what? It really was, dude. But she wasn't over the top like most villains. Do you know what I mean? In those kind of movies, are she was just so chilling
She's
in
just
her
the right
performance.
amount of weird.
Yeah, just weird and kind of a bit funky and just chilling. You know, she that chilling vibe to her, and she's a good actress. She can hold her own. And to be fair, Zendaya is a fantastic actress at her core. Euphoria, man. She did some fantastic shit there.
I know
You
why
know?
you watched Euphoria, you sick fuck.
Hey, I watched Euphoria because you told me to watch Euphoria, right?
Yes, you did it.
Yes, you did.
Fuck Dune. No one has seen Biker Grove. It's coming back. Wow. The
Wow,
fucking
Biker Grove. Remember
theme
Biker
tune
Grove,
is-
buddy?
theme tune is playing in my head.
PJ
now,
and
like,
Duncan. Does anyone
Biker
remember what
Grove.
happened to PJ and Duncan in that show?
I don't know. I assumed they disappeared off the face of the earth and were
He
never
got
seen
fucked. He
again.
went blind because he got shot in the eye with a paintball. And then he became,
Yes,
one of the presenters on fucking every show in Britain.
Deckman, I've got paint in my eyes.
There you go. There you go.
Simon
I
says,
literally, he just said
everyone in the
it.
community looked like Jeff
Yeah.
from Biker Grove.
And we're behind the
Oh,
comments.
man.
So he obviously said that before I said it.
I still don't buy Shyamalan's Paul. Also, the Dune the novel came out in 1965. Yeah, Jonathan, he doesn't look like kind of the guy you get behind, does he?
No, I mean, and,
Why
and
you
do you know what
push in
people
front of someone maybe
like?
like, but
And now, and do you know what we were saying as well as all right? We don't mean the books. Do you know what we were saying is like pretentious Star
yeah,
Wars. We don't mean the
I
books.
don't know anything about the
No,
books.
because the
So
books came out in 1965. What I mean is the movie. When they produced the movie, it genuinely was in out around that time of Star Wars. So it did become this pretentious
I
kind of
kind of
like
like them
fucking
to be
Star
honest.
Wars wanker
From
vibe.
the 60s. Um, certainly do say irony is we're probably older now than Jeff was when it was filmed. Jeff. So yeah, that's kind of doing. That's coming out. I think is that coming out this year or next year? I don't know.
I think. I mean, it could be. There's a slew of movies coming out this year, dude. I'm trying to keep up with the fucking like because I know like I don't know there's a lot of Marvel movies due to come out this year and then they got pushed back so they were like they're now 2024 and things and
It's
there's a
just
lot of other films.
it's just the
But I
Marvel
think it's because of writer strikes and stuff like that as well as
Oh yeah, the
their
writer strike's
stuff.
still on now.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? There's a delay and then there's a fucking slew of movies coming out. Trying to keep up with what.
Speaking of so many things coming out, I didn't realize this till yesterday, but The Witcher season 3 came out last Friday as well. And
Okay, on
yeah,
Netflix.
did you not
I
know
didn't
that
even know.
either?
I didn't
Yeah.
even. I didn't even. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. And this, I've been watching more Disney Plus lately than Netflix.
Mm. Oh, shit,
Just
alright.
don't know why. I haven't been really near Netflix much at all.
But I watched episode 1 in over the space of 2 nights, and
Okay.
I will say it's like I don't know whether you liked it or not, but I enjoyed the first 2
The
seasons.
Witcher. I love season one, and I think there's 2 episodes of season two I still need to go back to. Because I was
Season
watching
2
it
got
and then I kind
panned.
of no, but I kind of got sidetracked on something else and I never went back to it. I will go back to it because now the third season's there. I need to catch up and keep watching. But I think
I
I'm
will
done
say
after season three. Then I don't think I'll continue watching it after that.
nobody wants to watch Liam Hemsworth in season 3.
Yeah, I mean
Go on.
it's no fucking slide on Liam Hemsworth, like do you know what I mean? But it's just I just you know normally when they do that, it's like you know it's normally when they completely take a lead and change it like that far in. It's just
It's the beginning of the end, you were going to say.
yeah. I mean it's either the beginning or the end, or it's 2.5 minutes.
Well, I will say, right,
You go
that
too far past the point of where you should have stopped.
I will say about the first episode I watched. The first thing, like I noticed straight away, the main characters are all fine, but Jesus, there's a CGI creature in it, and I think I've just seen in the comments there that Jonathan has watched some of it. There's a CGI like worm or something, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, and the CGI is fucking dog shit compared to the original first 2 seasons. Like
Can I say one thing? And I don't know what's going on,
you
right?
could
Because
say
I was only
lots
talking.
of things.
No, but I was only talking about this there recently. I was maybe yesterday. Um, and it seems to be it's coming up in conversation a lot. It's not just DC, it's not just Marvel,
It's across the board.
it's across the board. See, like everyone seems to be giving out about really bad CGI in TV and movie at the moment, across the board and everything. Um, and I mean, I know it's more apparent these days with like the bigger things like Marvel and DC because they're bigger
Mm.
budget movies and they're supposed to have a level of stature in their CGI. But it seems to be across the board. I'm hearing it from it. Like I'm having conversations with so many people. People are like, "Oh man, I watched this fucking film the other day and CGI was terrible." And so yeah, there seems to be genuinely a thing going on at the moment when it comes to CGI. My advice there would be, okay, let's go back to practical effects. If it ain't
Yeah,
fucking working, let's go back. Use practical
like
effects.
before CGI was just used to enhance practical effects. Now it's being
Yeah, I
used to
mean, let's
replace
be
it.
honest, right? You look back at all the sci-fi movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah,
Mm.
well, fucking real, man. I mean, they probably haven't aged well now, but
Yeah, but
I'm assuming.
look at Terminator. That's fucking fantastic.
I mean, probably not a lot of CGI. I mean, Terminator 2 obviously has lot more CGI in
It
it,
still looks great though. It still hasn't
but you
aged
know what I
that
mean
well,
for
that
the
badly at
liquid and
all.
stuff. But like Terminator 1, I can't imagine a lot of CGI elements in that movie. There's probably enhancements there and things like that, color grades and
There
fucking
is that bit at
enhancements.
the end where he's crawling towards her or whatever. That's
Yeah,
stop
yeah, no, but
motion.
what I mean is I
That's
think
pretty.
there's still a level of that's practical. Do you reckon?
Mm. No, but what I'm saying is that scene at the end where he's crawling towards her when he's just the fucking skeleton or whatever. It's very
Yeah.
bad now if you go back.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I mean, but that was genuinely like a practical effect, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But my
Stop
point is,
motion.
like,
That was that scene. That
like,
part.
I'm not saying everything because you see some things like you see like Avatar, and it's remarkably
Incredible.
fucking
It's
class
incredible.
how good that looks. You see
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes movies; they look unbelievably fucking cool. But it's just and look, to be fair, the majority of the fucking DC and DC kind of has has a little bit more janky fucking CGI as well. But Marvel and DC for the majority, man, up until a certain point of the last maybe 2-3 years, flawless fucking CGI.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? This fucking like, but if it's but if man, like not everything needs to be CGI. Like this was my biggest takeaway from the remakes of it. I loved what Andy Muschietti did with the fucking material,
Mm.
but there was the overuse of CGI with the clown and Joe coming towards the screen, and none of that was needed. Like, do you know,
No.
you could have done all that same shit without that fucking rush of CGI. Andy
Jonathan
Muschietti
says,
seems to like his CGI a bit too much, I think.
Brian, I've only a vague recollection of stuff that happens outside of Dublin. There's a rumor Shyamalan might be playing Robin. No, I think he
No.
say that like Leonardo DiCaprio gave him one piece of advice was to stay away from superhero films.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
could-
like maybe. I mean, look, I think maybe he's too old for Robin.
What age
At this
is he?
point-
He can't be like he can't be much
Dude,
more
I mean,
than early
he's got to be
20s.
fucking. He's got to be not, man. I'd say he's. I mean, you got to look at it like he doesn't seem like he's around very long, but he's around a while, like. So he's definitely
I'm
mid
gonna
to late
check
20s
it.
now, like.
I'm gonna check.
You know, I'd go so far as to say 27, 28 years old, dude. Easy. Because I mean, he's been around a bit now.
What number did you say there a second ago?
But 27, 28?
27.
27, yeah. So I knew he was he was at the later side of 20s. So I mean, he'd be too old for Robin, I think. Maybe Nightwing. No, actually, do you know what? I see Nightwing being played by a guy in his like late 20s, early 30s, but a bigger dude, like a bigger, stockier dude.
Jonathan said,
I said
Witcher's
it
not
before,
great.
dude. You remember from Umbrella Academy?
Oh, the small fella.
The dude that plays like the 75-year-old
He's
fucking.
probably in his late 20s as well, I would say.
Yeah, but he looks young. You know, I think he could pull off a good Robin, I'd say.
Pull off, eh?
That sounded so fucking wrong.
Witcher season 3 is not great. Geralt on screen, he was awesome. But when he's not, fuck me, it's super meh. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I think it's kind of lost
I'm
its
even
luster
trying.
now, isn't it?
I'm even like I love the game. I love the show, but I'm even time with not bothering going back and watching.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, my friend. No, but but do you think
he's
it's
not on
this thing
screen
of,
very much? I think that's to get used to people not seeing him on screen anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was probably done purposely to kind of,
ease him
you know,
out. Tons of the folks who work in CGI companies have walked away due to shitty pay and conditions. Is what I
yeah.
heard.
See, there's a lot of elements to it attached to it.
Okay, so we chatted about this briefly a while back before we came on. The Flash is officially DC's worst performing movie ever, and Black Adam shit all over it, which says something. So when we were talking.
But you've seen both, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Which movie did you think was better?
The Flash.
See, this is what I'm hearing from a lot of people that like the Flash movie is actually good.
Simple,
oh no, it's not. There's a lot of there's the Ezra problem. There's the fucking. I
said
don't know.
Tubbs, there's three things. I'm going to add two more to it. One, it's coming to a dead universe.
Yeah, that's
There's
already
no
a problem.
stakes. Two, the movie has been in development for nearly 10 years, if not more. And three, the Flash is not that big of a character to the average moviegoer. They don't care. Like, most people's interest in the, like, I'm talking, no, not fans like us or whatever. I'm talking casual moviegoers.
Movie-going people, yeah.
Don't really know who the Flash is, to be honest. Like, anyone outside of Batman and Superman is no one to, or maybe Wonder Woman you could add to that as well. But the rest people probably don't know about it. And then, of course, there's the Ezra is a cunt problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of reasons why it failed, and it's not surprising.
I mean, look,
it did.
And I mean, we were talking about this Bright earlier. Like, I mean, and I even said it. I find it sad because you've Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, you've Ben Affleck possibly his last
See-
time playing Batman, and you've all these good elements attached to it. Do you know what I mean? And it still just doesn't come anywhere close.
See that's
Now,
the
and this
problem.
goes
I
back
think.
to what I was saying to you, was because I look at Indiana Jones as well, and apparently Indiana Jones like barely scraped like its production budget. So it's just like fucking.
But that's
So it's
only been out. That's only been out 3 or 4 days though.
yeah, but
To
do you know what I
be
mean?
fair.
From what they're initially
The
like
targets, yeah.
hoping that it makes, you know, whatever way they have it chartered. And
That
so
could be
it's
a
looking
drawer,
like
not a
that's going
drawer,
to do
like,
bad as well. It looked like Jennifer Lawrence's like new adult comedy did bad box office.
No, it's been the highest comic
Oh, so okay, sorry,
dark
that's well,
comedy in
but
years or something. I
yeah,
heard.
it just seems like a lot of movies that should be doing well aren't doing well.
But then again, you've got to look at like I think fan reaction or social media reaction has a lot to do with it as well.
Oh man,
People,
100%. Social
Indiana
media has kind of
Jones,
ruined the.
Indiana Jones. I've heard from a lot of people is a decent film, but it's been
Yeah.
dead on. It's been dead on arrival online for the past fucking
This
3
is it,
months.
and I think the Flash was in that same boat, dude. It kind
Again,
of
though,
people
the
had kind
Flash,
of made their mind up before it
social
was
media is
released.
the least of the Flash's problems.
No, but you know what I mean. Is like, but you know that social media wagon attached to it, with
I
all
think
that
as well.
Ezra drama, it kind of it fueled it all. So people had already made their mind up before the movie even got to theaters. Like,
I
in
think
my
as well,
opinion, I
like
think.
what I was saying earlier
Um,
about the Flash having Supergirl and not Superman in it.
Now, look, I
That
mean, I said that to you. I mean, I would have preferred if they had gone the route of, if they were going to do Flashpoint, they should have just went all in and did it. You know, bring in Thomas Wayne, bring Jeffrey Dean Morgan in from.
But they never
the-
do that anyway. Like
No, but you know what I mean? Is
even
if you were going to go the full hog. So I knew this wasn't going to be the full kind of the the proper Flashpoint story that I fucking love. I knew there was going to be changes. I loved that they brought Michael Keaton back. I loved that Ben Affleck was in this. Supergirl didn't bother me. I knew they were changing out
Did you watch
Supergirl
it?
for. I haven't watched it yet, and I was going to watch it, right? But then they announced that it was going to be released on the 18th of July on digital. So that's 2 weeks away. It's this day 2 weeks it's out. So I'll wait for the full HD copy, like, and I'll watch it then.
Like to be
Because I
fair,
was going to watch the camcorder copy that was up. I was like, I might go see it. And then I just got too busy to go see it. So
I wouldn't go to see it anyway for that fucking.
I mean, look, I
A
mean,
lot of
I
people
did
are, a lot
want to
of people
go.
are in that mindset as well. Like fuck him, why should his movie do well? He's a
Yeah,
fucking
I mean, look, I
twat.
mean, and it's not because I condone his behavior. Because I wasn't like that. I was going to go. I just want to see this movie. I just want to see Michael Keaton again and Batman. Enjoy all the elements. I mean, we talk about it, like we joke about Man of Steel and me liking Snyder movies, but we often have these conversations, and you know, like I see elements of these
Your
movies
movie
that make
taste
me
is
smile.
pretty bad, Tubbs.
No, but what I'm saying is that it was the same with Batman versus Superman when everyone was telling me, "Oh, it's fucking terrible." There was enough in there to make me happy. You know
as
what I
long
mean?
as long as you're happy, Tubbs. As long as you're happy.
And you know, as long as I'm happy, then they can all. No, but I mean, as I said, it's because I've
No,
always looked
fuck
at
off.
movies. No, but look, I mean, look, you've probably seen Marvel stuff as well that people probably was like, "Oh, you didn't like that," and you were like, "Man, it's fucking awesome," you know, because do you know what I mean? It all becomes opinion based as well. Do you know what I mean? On that
Well,
sense, but I mean, because I like us.
The one thing that's great, well, it's kind of great and not great, is that all this negative meltdowns mightn't happen as much now because Twitter's in the middle of a meltdown as well at the moment.
Now, do you know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, could you imagine if Twitter went away in the morning, dude? You know, people would probably just get bored and go, "Oh, let's go see a movie. Let's go do this."
No, they wouldn't.
You know?
They'd go into the next app and
Oh
carry
yeah, I
on with
suppose.
it.
And then Facebook would become the fucking the one that everyone fucking is
Well,
on.
I'm on Facebook
fighting.
longer than I'm on Twitter, so.
And let's be honest, Twitter was like. Do you remember when Twitter first came out? It was this thing where like you could like cut out the middleman. You could talk directly to the person you want to talk to. You know, the stars or whatever. You know.
You still can do that though to an extent.
Oh, you still can do that, but it's like you have to swim through the sea of pornography that like fucking floods your timeline or fucking.
I will say though,
fucking,
Tubbs, you only get that flood of pornography if you like other pornography.
dude, I don't fucking go into none of this shit and fucking stuff. Is all adverts and all this bullshit. I'm forever flicking shit off. Going, what the
I
fuck?
get no
Get off my
ads on
phone.
mine. I don't know what I'm doing right, but
Unless I need an ad blocker.
maybe I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do use one. Yeah. So,
Do you have an ad
Jonathan
blocker? I don't see. I don't have one, so
I do.
maybe I should get one.
Flash is an okay movie. Guess Ezra is that big a turn off to casual moviegoer. Like
See, this
he
is the
does a great
thing. I
job
think you
in
could
the
be
film.
right, Brian.
To be fair, I don't like the
but I
guy.
think the Ezra thing was big enough to turn people away.
Well, as I said, one of the factors. But I don't. I haven't seen him in anything else. Don't want to
And
see
I,
him
and
in
I
anything
and
else.
I was actually
But he
told
was
he
really good.
was actually really stellar in this movie.
Both versions of him were really good.
But Jonathan Majors was the fucking standout of fucking. I want to see him in everything Marvel.
And
And
now it seems he could be getting off with it. So
I don't know. Did you see the report that came out today?
yeah,
See,
there's
this is the
other ones
problem with
as well.
social media. One reporter's like, he's damned, he's fucked. And then another reporter's like, he actually looks like he's innocent, and this is probably leading to this, and he probably won't.
They were
And
saying
then
that
another report.
she was going to get arrested then as well. So
Yeah, and then I read something today, then they were saying that there was like more info from another girl. I was like, fucking jeez, this is, do you know what? Let's come back to me when you actually have the fucking answers, because I'm sick of reading this bullshit now at this point.
Indy's set to lose hundreds of millions, 350 million budget. Disney's admitted to a crazy marketing budget. No way is going to make their money back on it. Simon says, by what's happened in Demand Toys, the indie looks shit. Did you hear this story as well, Tubbs, about
No.
So In Demand Toys is one of the biggest independent retailers of action figures and stuff in the UK, and they were broken into last week, and had an absolute fucking shit ton of stuff stolen.
Like
Motherfuckers, right? They even took his the guy that owns it. They took his Bumblebee poster, which he had autographed by the artist that drew it and everything.
Fuck me, man. I hate that shit, dude.
So yeah, like there's been a big campaign around all the Facebook groups to watch out for. They actually put up a list of what stock was taken to watch out in case people are selling it and stuff. But
fuck me, like I don't like to see that, fucking happen, dude. It's just a shitty fucking thing to do to someone, like.
Well, I think it happened. Something similar happened to Comic and Cocktails last year as well.
Yeah.
Smith Lord says, I enjoyed The Flash. It wasn't grade A, but Keaton saved it.
See, this is what I mean, is everyone's kind of saying it's like,
Tubbs, you like Man of Steel, you would fucking love Flash.
I mean, look, dude, my hope is I will enjoy it. I will love it. Do you know what I mean? Because that's all I really wanted from this movie, was to just sit down and enjoy it.
Cinema closed in Blackpool June 4th for a bloody new IMAX, not coming till October. Oh shit, that's what balls. So that sucks. Yeah, a week before The Flash. See, they knew they weren't going to make any money, so they closed early.
What I mean, I don't know what it is, and this isn't just The Flash, as I said. It's like even John was saying about Indy not making even its fucking full fucking marketing budget back. It's like there seems to be a very big problem going on with cinema viewing and movies in general at the moment, dude.
But like Top Gun Maverick, Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's not but it's not happening to everything, right? It's not happening to everything, but certain things, as you said, maybe it is social media, maybe it's expectation before fucking view. Do you know what I mean? It's like people are listening to too much before they go and see the movie.
It seems like nowadays you have to like win over the Twitter crowd before you even get your movie in the cinema, which is fucking.
But I mean, do you remember we used to say to us, like, we used to fucking go on about like people would be always, because we were in and around and in like a film industry for a long time, and we'd always hear like critics and Rotten Tomatoes and all this shit, right? We did, like, do you know what I mean, all the. And we were like, man, don't listen to critics. Critics are not the people to listen to about movies, man. But be your own critic. Watch a movie and enjoy it if you fucking want to.
But where we were, what you were saying, like critics will tank your movie if you're not careful.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, and this is a fact. Like, I mean, it takes one person with a bit of influence and calls himself a journalist to ruin it, So this is why I refuse to listen to critics.
That's only one thing though. Those pricks empty.
No, but you know when I see like the Rotten Tomatoes critics scores, and they're like, oh, it's only hitting a 54 or a 48. And I go, blow me and suck your mother, like,
Those pricks emptied in demand of all the good stuff. At least they still have all that untouched subpar 7 stock to tie the shop over.
Always got John to be positive in situations like this.
Jonathan says, Tubbs, not social media, it's movies that pull the whole broken down hero who has given up on life trope. I
do believe that there's a lot of that as well. I do believe that it's like a lot of this, fucking, it's the same trope bullshit that they keep kind of reusing the same formula. And it has been done to death. Like, do we? I mean, Indiana Jones, the new Indiana Jones could be really good, but did we need a new one? Probably not. Um, do we need as many superhero movies as we have coming out every single year? Probably not. But I mean, do you know what I mean? And that's above across the board, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, we probably
Seems
don't
to
need
hear
as many as
yourself
we're getting.
alone, you bully.
But what I mean is, it's just, yeah, you see at the same time, it's the same. It's kind of it seems like Hollywood's recycle it, and if they can't recycle new tropes to go into new movies, they're rebooting franchises or making sequels. It's
Like
you know what I mean? It's
I want to see, like if they do something like this, I want to see my old hero sitting on an island beach smoking cigars and someone says, "Oh, do you want to go on an adventure?" Why the fuck not?
yeah,
Joke.
no, but you know what I mean. I'm not sick of that shit. I love nostalgia, dude. I love when they bring
But
the old fucking characters
see,
back.
that's the problem though. Like they're leaning
Yeah,
too heavily then on nostalgia. There
I mean,
needs to
I
be
know for a fact they leaned in. I haven't seen the movie, but I can tell from the trailers and the marketing, they leaned in to the hope of nostalgia for the Flash.
yeah.
They did, like, do you know what I mean? Like Michael
They
Keaton's,
try try to
he's the
use
Batman that started it all, you know.
the Batman that everyone loves.
Do you know what I mean? And
And
leaned into it with the car
apparently
and
as well,
everything. And
apparently they asked Christian Bale on a few separate occasions to come back, and he flat out said no.
I seen one fella
So
wrote down dinner. It was
applause
like
for that fucking guy.
it's such a stupid fucking thing, all right? You know, I've seen it in the comment feed on Twitter a while ago. It was like, well, if Christian Bale came back, none of this shit would be happening. He would have fucking flatlined, saved this entire movie and this entire thing. I'm going, I don't think that's true in any way, shape, or form.
He
It would have
saw
been
the
cool to
rocket
see him.
crashing, and he was like, "Nope, not getting in there."
No, but do you know what I mean? Could you imagine if he had said yes? He'd be like, yeah. I mean, all that would have happened is Christian Bale from the Dark Knight trilogy was there instead of Michael Keaton from the original Batman movies. Movie still had Ezra Miller and all the bullshit attached to it and all the fucking shit. You know, it still probably would have done the same money.
To be fair,
Um,
Chris, I mostly buy
it would have been
comics.
a cool pop, like it probably was for Michael Keaton. But yeah, at the end of the day, Christian Bale. I mean, I love Nolan's trilogy. Like, I absolutely fucking love it. But I would also stand on my fucking laurels with this, that it's not as perfect of a trilogy as people make it out to be.
Nope,
It's
nope.
not. You know what I mean? People hail it to be this untouched fucking trilogy of greatness, and it is. And it is in a lot of ways. It's groundbreaking in a lot of ways, and it's fucking. It really did change what superhero movies became in a lot of ways as well.
Batman
But
Begins, perfect.
fucking was it Chef's Kiss for that one? Dark Knight
Chef's kiss.
Returns, Chef's Kiss. Dark Knight Rises was a missed fucking. It had its elements of goodness. It had a lot of good shit, but that is kind of where you didn't have a perfect trilogy because there was a lot of, like, basically, and what people don't realize is, and if you want to split hairs, and I'm talking down Batman here, kids, not in a bad way. I'm just pointing out the ending to the Dark Knight Rises is literally a modernized version of Adam West trying to get rid of the bomb on the pier in the fucking 60s. It's just
And
modernized. You know?
the typical Nolan bullshit then of, oh, I can't think of an ending, so I let the audience leave it up to
See,
them.
there's a lot. I mean, look, I love Nolan movies. I really do. I think Nolan's fucking movies are very good. But Nolan does have elements in some of his movies where he overcomplicates to the point of where he even overcomplicates the point of the ending. I don't mean the ending. I mean him trying to finish the ending, trying to end it in such a fucking, like, wrapped up bow way. But no, I will rest on my laurels and saying that like there's a lot of people out there that would, like, string you up for saying, oh, you can't talk bad about the Dark Knight trilogy. It's perfect.
Look, like
I fucking adore it.
just to wrap
Every aspect of it, even the shit bits in the Dark Knight Rises, I adore it. But I will never sit here and say it's absolutely perfect because there's flaws left and right in all three of those movies as well. Do you know?
just to wrap up the Batman thing. I
Yeah,
loved Begins.
loved it. Fantastic.
Dark Knight Returns, I liked elements of it. The Joker, Heath Ledger was excellent in it,
The Dark Knight, yeah.
but it was massively over fucking rated because he
No,
died.
I'll give you that, and it's horrible to say that. I think the film became a lot more of an immortalized movie
I
because
find
he
it
passed away.
a very hard film to rewatch because it's so fucking long and drags
Yeah,
out so
and see,
much.
and this is one thing I will say, and the Dark Knight Returns is the longest of the three. I think
Yeah, it's very fucking long.
it's a very long movie.
I
But
liked bits of Rises as well, but so much shit in it as well.
oh no, sorry, not the Dark Knight Returns, the Dark Knight. The
Dark Knight
was
is
it
the one
Dark-
with the Joker.
what's the third one called again?
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. Yeah, it's because they said rise about 90 times in the movie.
Well, because when you flush the toilet and the shit rises to the top instead of going down, that's what that was.
Yeah, no, but there was so many elements to that. Like what I love Joseph Gordon, love it. I loved it. Thought he was brilliant in it. But I just got an update from Twitter to say AEW has just announced a big update on the way for Fight Forever. I was like, that's good news. But
just to go
but-
back to Jonathan's comment there,
what?
worked for Logan due to the comic store, but then it was done to Han, Luke, Leia, Hawkeye, and Nick Fury. Now the 3 Star Wars ones are all in one fucking trilogy. Like Hawkeye wasn't as bad, I don't think.
No, and you know that was the surprise for me, like, because I remember saying to you, out of all the shows they did, the Hawkeye show was like, because I think everyone expected that to be the worst show.
I didn't expect it to be the worst show.
No, but you know what I mean, because Hawkeye is
the worst show.
Because the running joke is Hawkeye has no powers. You know, what can he do? And it turned out to be one of the better shows. You know. Sorry, you were saying.
I don't know. No, I said it wasn't. I didn't expect it to be the worst show. I always thought Miss Marvel would be, and it sort of was. John said, to be fair, or no, Mick. Chris says, Mick, Jono is a Hasbro bot run by Putin against decent figures. And to be fair, Chris, I mostly buy import stuff now. And Mick says, Chris, he really is. Jonathan says, I do love how people are always shocked when the Rock's movies do shite at the box office. I'm not, because he's a terrible actor. Some of these movies are decent. They're chewing gum films that you watch.
Yeah, I mean, he makes franchise summer movies, John.
Well, I don't like him anymore.
He makes popcorn movies for the most, you know.
Fucking asshole, I'd say, in real life as well.
Mm.
You mentioned
his character's being tested in Hollywood at the moment, but
you mentioned Nick Fury there, so that's a nice segue
into this. Yes,
Secret Invasion. I think we'll know if Tubbs is ever replaced. We'll probably know because he'll probably talk like a normal human being for once.
Yes, I know, right?
So obviously we didn't talk about that last week because we were doing our whole one.
Yeah, I mean, I caught up on it this week as well.
So episodes 1 and 2, I really enjoyed the first episode.
Yeah,
the second one was very slow.
See, I think because let's be honest,
we will be mentioning spoilers as well for both episodes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the lads have learned by now that if we're talking about stuff, we kind of will go into spoiler territory and stuff like so. If you haven't seen in Secret Invasion 1 or 2, episode 1 or 2, yep, jog on and come back when we're done, or go take a bathroom break.
Just jump straight right into it.
Yeah,
Maria Hill dying in the end of episode 1. It was cool because at first I thought, Jesus, they've actually really killed a major character, and then the more I thought about it, like, how bad has she been as Maria Hill? Because in the comics, she's way better. She does way more.
Yeah.
And shit.
But I think that's down to the point where she's always been the cameo. Do you know what I mean? She's always been the side piece.
Always there and just never really does anything.
And just so this, I don't know, dude. I don't think she's fully gone at all.
Well, she's confirmed it online, like that she's done, like.
Oh, okay. So if she is, then that's just sad that she went out that way.
But like she went out and she came in doing not much.
Yeah, but she kind of, fucking. I mean, there's elements of this show I like. I like Gravik. I think he's a really, really cool bad guy. He's got a lot of fucking gravitas to him, like, you know what I mean. And
gravitas, huh?
Gravitas to him, and he seems to have a legitimate reason for why he's being a dickhead, which is always good in your villains. You know, like fucking. I do like that Nick Fury is not like he was. I think he's a broken down version of himself because he's got PTSD.
What Jonathan was talking about.
Yeah, no, and it is exactly, and it is this. oh, Joe is the old character out for one last run. But yeah, I do like that element of it. I do, but it's not like just because he's older now, because I get it. Nick Fury's older, so is Sam Jackson. I like the PTSD thing that they're throwing in. He's all fucked up from it and stuff, and I love Emilia Clarke. I think she's brilliant at it.
She hasn't really done anything in it though yet.
Yeah, but she's still in the stuff she's been on. She's kind of chewed up the scenery for the small few bits she's been in so far.
She's not really done anything though. She just looked fucking whatchamacallit.
I don't know. I think she's got. I've enjoyed her. I am for the most part.
You just
I think
enjoyed
the
the eye
second
candy
episode. What I thought was weird was how they've portrayed, fucking like War Machine. What's his fucking name again?
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. His character. I can never fucking
Rhodey.
remember. What?
Rhodey.
Rhodey. Oh yeah, Rhodey. Fucking escaped me. But
I disagree
that conversation.
straight away,
That
I disagree with
conversation in the bar in episode 2 with him and Fury, I loved and I hated at the same time.
You loved it because it was really good and compelling. You hated it because he was dressing down one of your favorite characters.
No. I mean, obviously there's been this thing, and I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of the storyline they're kind of throwing in here. Obviously, his part in this will lead to Armored Wars, I'm assuming, but it's just weird. It's kind of like Fury's always been there, but obviously Fury's a bit of a selfish prick in his own right, you know. And this is but he kind of dressed him down in a way that was like he kind of just like, fuck you, you know. I'm running the show now. That kind of type of attitude. I was kind of like, and that's how it came off to me. I don't know if that's what it was, but that's I was kind of going. But I do like that they finally gave Don Cheadle a proper kind of like meaty fucking scene. He's not just a fucking side piece. Do you know what I mean? To Iron Man and things, which was nice to see. And I liked that they did that for Maria Hill as well. She kind of had a little bit more to do in the episode she had. You know,
I liked it because, like what Fury did, he caused a big fucking explosion in a town center of one of your biggest fucking enemies.
He put him in a bind, like
fuck him off. Jonathan said he found episode 1 super slow. Episode 2 was much better as shit actually happened. And he said Hill in the MCU is such a background character. I gave 0 fucks she died. Yeah, I don't care if she died, but it was like it did kind of show that they weren't afraid to kill off named characters as well. Which
I mean, that's finally a good thing that they're now kind of doing that, because the running joke for the Marvel movies for the longest time was just like, oh sure, if they die they'll just go back in time.
Tubbs, why is he broken down? Makes 0 fucking sense for a character like Fury.
I mean, look, I don't know why they broke him down, buddy. I don't know why they wrote him this way. I just like the element of the PTSD and how he's doing that. But yeah, there's elements to Fury, which I'll be honest, I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, is it really Fury? Like, is this the concept of Secret Wars? Is he still on his fucking ship, and is this not the real Fury?
Well, you could say that about Rhodey as well. Like, oh, he's actually strange.
This is what I mean. And can I ask you a question about the title sequence? I mean, I know there's like rumors online that it was like fully made with AI and artificial intelligence, and I get why. And I said this to you: I get, if that is the case, I get why they did it, because it's the whole plan. Like, oh, do you know, like what's really going on? Is the machine working the man, and blah blah blah. You know, because that's the kind of concept of the show. Who can you really fucking believe in? Nothing as it seems, you know. But I will say one thing.
And
I think the title sequence works for this show, but I don't like the title sequence, and it's not because of AI rumors, or I just think it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, I know there was probably there was reasons behind it, but I just think, I think it looks kind of manky, if I'm being honest.
Rhodey makes 0 sense as well. Our spy's been out of contact for 24 hours, so they must have gone AWOL. What the fuck? Maybe they're in trouble or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, this could be the setup to the whole secret invasion. It's like people are acting out of character because that's the point. You don't know who the fuck.
Well, do you know what I actually loved, and it made loads of sense, is when they're talking about, oh, why didn't you bring in your heroes or whatever, and Fury's just like, are you fucking out of your mind? Because then we'll have copies of all our biggest heroes going around.
That's what I mean. There was
really
elements I didn't like that
night. And the whole thing about making where she goes in. Is it? I can't remember who goes in. Oh, is it Amelia Clark's character that finds the computer thing with all the different fucking mutations and
Yeah.
stuff? It's like they're making the Super Skrull, which is fucking cool if that happens.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Is there's elements to this that I like, right? And then there's other things where I'm kind of going like, I don't know, fucking that just seems fucking totally weird, out of character. But then again, as I said, we're only 2 episodes in. Maybe, like, I'd like to believe that Marvel is smart enough to maybe be doing this on purpose, because that would be the whole concept and point of it. Like, they're acting out of character because you don't really know who the fuck, or maybe, you know, we're trying to kind of fuck with you as we're going along, so you don't know who the fuck a Skrull is or not.
Mm.
You know,
Simon said
maybe
that
that's
Simon
Go on.
can't work to see Secret Invasion now, can't tell if it's bad or good. But why the hell? Why does Amelia Clark look 50 in it? Now I will say, there about 2 years ago, she was really sick and lost a shit ton
she
of
had
weight.
brain fucking injury or some shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, so she was
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
for quite
So
a while. So I can imagine that's probably why she looks really fucking skinny and stuff.
yeah,
But I
so
agree with you.
it-
I don't. I think we won't know if this has been a good or a bad show till the end.
it seems to
Because
be that kind of a show. It seems to be kind of, you think you know what's going on, and then it's kind of, it's like, oh, what's
yeah,
going on?
it's kind of
Like the very
meandering
fucking
back
end
and
of it, where
forth.
he walked in the door and then like just went like, do you know, and started
Yeah,
shifting the face after one. I was kind of,
Shag
what
the
the fuck is
Skrull,
that
like,
about?
and the
And who
whole
was she? I didn't have a clue who she fucking was.
the theory going around is that he was going out with this one around the time of the Avengers,
Yeah.
and they were supposed to get married, and she died, and then the Skrulls gave her one of them to be her, kind of, as
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
So is
I
she
don't know.
not really the same person? That
No, she's a Skrull, obviously. So I don't know.
she's a Skrull playing the part of the wife, like.
Yeah, I think that's a theory going around. That could be wrong. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and again, that is another nick in the fucking cap as well. But like, what? So is Fury just playing along with this? Is like, oh, let's play pretend with my dead wife, Skrull
or maybe
fucking
we just
partner.
like her.
Yeah.
Tubbs, I recall the exact same shit being said about WandaVision. Turned out the writers knew no fuck all about the characters of comics, just like the director of Secret Invasion, who never read the comics. Yeah, but the comics
See,
of
that's
Secret, they were told to not go near that because they wanted to do something completely different. It's same with Civil
yeah,
War. As well.
but,
Nothing
but
like
this here lies the problem with this material, this stuff. Fans are so fucking attached to these characters and their stories, you know, in a way that if
But
you kind
this
of
was never
don't
this
look
was
at
never going to be anything like
no, but I
the
don't mean that at all.
actual.
So what I mean, dude, is it's just like you got to look at the stories for like Easter eggs and little droplets that you're kind of building. You can't just kind of go like, "Oh, it's Secret Invasion. It's green people. They morph into doing," or we'll just go.
I'm
You know,
sure they
because
know. I'm
then,
sure they know who the Skrulls
yeah,
are.
no, I think definitely has to be a level of like there are at least bullet points. They're like, oh, there's this thing, and you have to have this in it, and this and this and this. I don't think it's a case of where they're left to their own. Well, actually, sometimes Eternals maybe they were left to their own devices. Who the fuck knows?
Smith Lord said Skrull he's married to is the same one he touched fads with in London at the beginning. Looks like Fury likes green poon.
Yeah, maybe he's a
Hey,
kinky bitch.
he's a kinky bastard.
But yeah, I mean, the first 2 episodes, look, it's one of those things where I'm not going to turn around and go like, oh, I don't like this Marvel show. I'm very, very interested in this Marvel show because I genuinely can't tell where it's
we
going
have
or
episode
what's
3
happening.
tomorrow, so we'll
And
be
I like
happy.
that. I like that, man. Joe, I like the intrigue of like not really knowing where it's going. You know,
It's definitely it's well acted and it's enjoyable so far. Anyway,
oh yeah, I mean, look,
that's
there's
one
been
thing I
some
will say.
fantastic
And
performances in it. Like, don't get me wrong.
I do getting his finger chopped off in an interrogation scene on Disney
And
Plus.
then they, like she fucking injects him with this fucking blood boiler thing. Excuse me, blood boiler fucking thing where he starts
What was
bubbling
that?
up like and you know what I fucking realized as well? We haven't even touched on it. The fucking Irish actor from Love Head is the fucking is the right hand man.
Mr. Fizzy
Tommy.
Orange.
He's fucking Tommy, and he's
Mr.
still got a
Fizzy
tint to
Orange.
that. Yeah, I when I saw the first episode, I was like, "That's fucking Tommy from Love Head." Jesus.
He's done fuck all in it so far, like so.
But to be fair,
I'm just standing around being a Skrull.
he's in a fucking show, fucking for Marvel called Secret Invasion with Nick Fury. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, if they give me no
I'm
lines,
sure
I'll
he's
be
happy with it. Like,
I'm like, I'm glad to stand fucking here. I'm on fucking screen in every episode, kids, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Could be a fucking.
But
What
how
was
do
your
you
one?
feel
It could
about
be
it
a
so far?
plant in the background or something.
Because I know you're a big fan of the Secret Invasion storybook, like the
The
comics.
comic.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of that arc. Like, so how are you feeling about it?
Oh no, I know exactly. I know, like it's not the comic version. Like I think the scrolls are intriguing anyway because
Mm.
of the whole. It could be anyone thing. Like, so yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. And if it means getting more scroll action figures for my collection above, happy days.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there you go. Like, I mean, it's going to give toy collectors more options. You know,
It's a pity,
like
like
fucking.
that they didn't do a full on Kree scroll war movie.
I mean,
Because
do you think it's building to that?
no, I don't think so.
No, but do you think that they'll bring the scrolls into like the Secret Invasion storyline and everything else, or do you think this is a one and done?
Into the main movies, like I don't know.
Yeah, but do you think that like the Skrull War will be attached to the big Secret Wars thing and
You
all
see,
that?
they were kind of in the middle of that when Captain Marvel found them in 1991 or whatever time it was.
Yeah.
That's why they're all
No, but I
refugees.
mean, but can you imagine the MCU just doing this like Secret Invasion storyline over 6 episodes and never speaking about it again?
Ask them that
Like,
about
like that's a worry, dude. If that's the case, like
it depends what
because
happens.
because they're building it up like there's millions of Skrulls in the air living on Earth, and it's this big huge fucking thing, and Gravik is trying to fucking start this big huge war and take over
Like
fucking
I'm
Earth.
sure, like if they wanted to wrap it up, they could they'll have a peace treaty or some bullshit
It's
like
the
that.
only thing I will say about the MCU shows, dude, is I think sometimes they're dependent on the story they're telling, they maybe might need to extend it out more. Do you know what I mean? Six episodes for Secret Wars, just I don't know. It just seems like you're gonna end up like rushing elements of it, and I could be wrong. They could
It
fucking make this a
depends.
perfect 6 episode.
Depends.
Yeah, I mean, it might depend. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, they could make this a perfect fucking 6 episode arc, and you were like, oh, that was fucking brilliant.
I just realized when we were talking about DC, we forgot to mention the new Superman before we go.
Yes. Now I will say one thing. It's
David Cornsweat,
like,
is that how you say it?
David Cornsweat, and there are two actors that I have trouble pronouncing names. And apparently the Skarsgård brothers, Bill and Alexander Skarsgård, are kind of in the run for Lex.
Yeah, but just let's talk about the concrete
Superman.
ones first.
Yeah.
So I want to address one of the biggest things going around on the internet at the moment.
Yes.
The whole, why did you cast this guy? He looks the same as Henry Cavill. He also looks the same as Brandon Routh. He also looks the same as Christopher Reeve. I wonder what they could have in common, Tubbs.
It's I feeling he was cast because he is exactly what Hollywood and James Gunn is looking for in that Superman. It's kind of the design. It's it's that look. It's
I don't
that
understand
feel.
that criticism. Like, obviously, they're all.
Yeah.
They've
No,
all
look,
played
come here. Look,
Superman.
I mean, this is.
They're
I
going to
said
look
this.
similar.
I did say it myself. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going, oh, he looks like a younger Henry Cavill. But is that a bad thing?
No, it's not.
It's not.
That's what Superman looks like.
Because I think what this is going to do, and I think the reason as well is right, because I know this is going to sound mad coming out of my mouth, because you know how much I love Henry Cavill as Superman. But what I think this is, and I could be wrong, but it seems what it is.
For obvious reasons. I know what you mean.
What's your man's fucking? I can't remember your man's fucking name. Cornsweat. Fucking
David.
What's his full name?
David Cornsweat, is it?
David Cornsweat. Yeah. He seems to be the bridge between what people loved in the original days and what people liked now. From Reeves to Routh to fucking to Cavill. He seems to be.
He looks more like Cavill.
He looks like a younger Cavill. He looks like a fucking like on the same level as Routh did. Dude, at the end of the day, I just want a Superman fucking movie that's hopeful and fucking joyous and fucking action packed and fucking.
Well, they were saying like that he's going to use
as long as it's fucking good, dude.
The original sign, is it the red one, I think, and that it's not going to be an origin film either.
Now, look,
So,
I don't like these are all things I'm not pissed off about. We've
mm,
seen it's like Batman. We've seen the origin story. If I don't think the Brave and the Bold Batman movie is going to have an origin story
fundamentally.
because it's going to already have an established Bat family. These aren't bad things. Like these are
Yeah, but
different ways of approaching these characters.
you've seen in Peacemaker, like there's a fucking there's a superhero universe there already.
Yeah, I mean it's established. I mean, look, it would be great for newcomers to see it, but at the same time, it's like we all know it. Anyone that, like I've said, this is anyone that's a Superman fan, anyone that wants to see this new Superman movie and how James Gunn divides it, chances are you've already seen and read his origin, right? You don't need it.
He was cast due to having great chemistry with the chick playing Lois, the director said.
Yeah, apparently he did. Yeah, and to be fair, I've seen her in some stuff as well. I think she was in House of Cards as well,
Still, yeah,
and
still better than
she's
Homeland.
a pretty good actress. Like, but look, at the end of the day, I mean, I give James Gunn credit for one thing. James Gunn's a good director. He makes good movies, dude. Do you know what I mean? As much as
Yeah.
people want to shit on him and say, "Oh, he's a fucking gonna ruin the DC," I don't think he will. I think the fans will ruin the DCU because there's a majority of them that are fucking latched in Snyderverse, and they're unwilling to let it go. And there's others then that
even
just
Snyder shared it as well. Like, oh, that's my Superman.
even Snyder's at the point where he's like, "Let's fucking grow up and move on," like and do you know what I mean? A time comes where I'm kind of going like I'm happy. Like I've said it 100 times, I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I fucking would have watched him for another 10, 15
I'll
years
tell
as
you one
Superman.
thing, right? I'll tell you one thing. If they did another Cavill film, I wouldn't bother going to see it because it's part of that shitty fucking universe. But
Yeah, look, I mean, I would go see it, but
I'll 100% go to see Superman Legacy when it comes out.
yeah, and do you know what it is, dude? It's one of those things where, like, I mean, we and you, like, I mean, I know, like, once they announced he wasn't coming back and they were changing it up, and I was, because I'm a fan of the work, like, I was going, oh man, that makes me sad. But at the same time, I look at this new actor and I'm going to go, he looks like fucking Superman. He looks like he could pull it off. He looks cool. I hope it's fucking amazing. Like, I genuinely hope James Gunn's movie is fucking
As a
fantastic.
Superman fan, Tubbs, tell me who the fuck the Authority are. Because they're rumored to be the villains in it.
Off the top of my fucking...
Anyone in the comments as well would be great.
Now, dude, look, off the top of my head, I don't know if I'm tired, my brain's tired or whatever, but I can't seem to fucking place them. The Authority.
I think they're new enough anyway. I'm not too sure myself.
I Google that when I go fucking... I mean, the chances are I probably fucking read them in a comic book and just completely fucking glanced over who the fuck was
so not memorable, so is what
no, it's not that it's not memorable. It's just not ringing any bells to me now. I've heard of the Authority. I can't...
She's not the guys from WWE to book in the podcast. She's a great actor for sure, Tubbs. But I want a good Superman movie, not a Lois Lane movie.
Oh no! I'm the same. I don't think.
Spot on. They were the villains in one of the animated movies. I think I remember seeing that.
Oh, the fucking green mech suits. Then yeah, okay, yeah. Thanks, Jonah. Yeah, the Authority are they're like a group of fucking villains that have like
lads. Wicked stream. Good night, everyone. Good night, Dets.
Night, Daddy.
Yeah.
No. If you watch the Death of Superman, the animated movie, the DCU one. Yeah. And they're in the green mech suits. Yeah, John got it on the head. I couldn't fucking place it there for a second. Yeah, I don't know, man. Now for me, I'm like, there's so many other options you could like. Metallo, he hasn't been live action. Bizarro.
To be fair, like it's probably not just them. It's probably like someone.
Oh yeah, but they're probably there. But they're obviously because Lex is in it. They're probably being run by Lex. I do think that Gunn is good at managing a lot of characters at the same time. Like we were saying about Lois Lane, I don't think it'll be a Lois Lane movie. I do think she'll be a big part of what makes Superman.
I like sharks.
Who he
I
is
like
in this
turtles.
movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think she will be the balance of why he's like his humanity is her. Do you know, because that's established in the comics, dude. Superman's main like link to humanity is and always will be Lois Lane. Do you know? She's the anchor, like she's the key.
But like, I think as well, the Gun thing, he's great at managing characters that nobody fucking knows about.
Yeah.
So, like the guy Polka Dot Man, who the fuck knew about him?
Dude, and he was one of the most compelling characters in Suicide Squad. Like, He really was. He
New
had
Superman
no right to
movie
be that
needs
good.
to
Like,
set up Lex. I think he'll be in it. He'll be in the new film. Since they're casting him, obviously he's going to be in it. Lex Luthor.
oh no, I mean, yeah, but see, this is when we're hearing all this rumors. Nobody really knows, like, are the Authority going to be the main villains, or if they're just going to be kind of in it, or is Lex like going to be there but in the background,
Yeah, I'd like
building?
to see. I'd like to see him like not be full on villain from the
No, I mean,
start.
look, I think I mean, look, I'd like to hope so, but I think Gunn genuinely knows he has to come out swinging on this. So I know he's not going to do a Lex that's fighting Superman for real estate. He's not going to,
Mm.
like, it's not going to be like Superman 1 where it's all about like fucking him reversing time to save Lois, or
Yeah,
like
John,
we've
I
seen
agree there.
Zod.
He does have
Zod's
a
been
gift
done in Man of
of
Steel and Superman 2 and The Flash recently. You're not going to see Zod. Um, it'll be a while before you see any characters like fucking like Doomsday and all that kind of shit
Mm.
show up. So I do really think like Metallo is a fucking very good option. And did you know as well that apparently in the DCEU, before producers or whatever fucking happened ended up changing it, do you know the character in Batman versus Superman, he gets his legs crushed and he's in the wheelchair? Apparently he was like going, when Man of Steel 2 was still an option, apparently he was going to become Metallo.
Oh, okay.
So and when I was heard it, I was like, oh, that made sense. But Metallo's never gotten a live action. Brainiac has never even gotten a live action.
Brainiac was the one I was thinking of. He'd be good.
Like, I think Brainiac could be a fucking cool fucking villain. Or even start with Metallo and build to Brainiac.
Well, let's see now if he can get this one off the ground and doing well. Like, I'm definitely rooting for it anyway.
And if I'm honest, if Lex is the villain in this, I don't want to see Lex join his suit. No, I want to see Lex fucking armor up in that.
I want Alexander Skarsgård.
No, but could you imagine Alexander Skarsgård in that big fuck off, huge fucking green mech suit, poking the shit out of Superman? Like, that would be like the, if you're going to do Lex and make him a villain, that's the Lex you should do.
Tubbs, have you seen the Northman?
Yes. Like,
it's fucking mental.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he would be fantastic as Lex. But I also, in a lot of other ways, I do think Bill Skarsgård would be fantastic as Lex.
We've done the weird, skinny, fucking weird Lex already.
Yeah, and you know what I did? And this is what people have to understand as well, is I think that all of the decisions that were made with these movies, I think Gunn is very aware of the things that weren't liked.
Yeah.
Like Eisenberg's, like fucking Lex, it didn't bother me that much, but he's not Lex.
Later,
he was never.
Lord, we're out of here ourselves in a sec. So.
All right, so buddy, we're rented. We're rented.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg would have been nowhere near that part.
To answer your question before we finish it up, I'm totally on board for this casting choice. I think it's a good choice. I think he looks the part. I think he'll do well.
I don't know, guys. So I was happy enough. I'm delighted they're going with it.
And you know what? It seems to be the trend of casting someone that's relatively unknown or hasn't done a lot. But yeah, in the case of, and I don't think it's a bad thing that he looks like a younger Cavill. He's supposed to be a younger Superman, so why not have him be younger?
And just a quick one before we go. Apparently, Adam Driver has dropped out of the Fantastic Four.
I heard apparently Adam Driver and Margot Robbie have both dropped out.
Yeah, and it's going to be the odds-on favorites now are Matt Smith and Vanessa Kirby. She'd be great, but I don't like Matt Smith. I don't know why. She's just got that.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
If anything, he could be Dr. Doom, maybe. I don't know. Not Reed Richards. So.
Like, do you know what people say? The other way people says, "Oh, you should never just fucking know because they can jump with the hair and the suit on." Yeah, I don't see him as the fucking Reed Richards at all. I see him as a villain.
Yeah, and that didn't work out so well in Morbius.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, Adam Driver was a hard sell for me, but after thinking about it, I was going to actually, do you know what? I think he could pull off a good Reed Richards given the right kind of like, Margot Robbie. Like straight up, I was like, yeah, she could definitely play Sue Storm. But at the same time,
Simon,
if you're going,
Simon's comment there, right? I've always thought he had a funny shaped head, that Matt Smith.
He fucking does.
But
maybe that's why they cast him, because Reed Richards has like fucking weird fucking body texture. But you know who I would say, just off before we finish?
Thank fuck he dropped out.
I'm not I'm not on
Kelsey
board with
Marie.
these two new backup choices that they have. Right, I don't like them. I'm like,
Vanessa Kirby is amazing.
do you know who I prefer?
Oh, the
Jodie
fucking
Comer.
Jodie Comer. Yeah, I knew it was going to be one of them.
Dude,
Yeah, either of
fucking,
those are a win for me.
she's a fucking lightning rod on screen, dude.
I could not.
Like she
I could
came.
not.
If you remember, she got her start in what was that fucking British show? My Big Fat Diary or some shit. She was like the best friend or some shit or whatever fuck it was. It was but the heavy girl that wrote the diary and she fucking whatever. But
EastEnders.
um
Was it?
no, it wasn't Center. It was actually an E4 fucking show or whatever the fuck. It was on in between with the in betweeners on him.
I just know her from Killing Eve. That's all I know her from.
Yeah, Killing Eve and the fucking the
Yeah.
Jewel movie. She's been in loads, but she's fantastic. She would be fantastic.
But yeah,
would
I'm
accept
bad.
that.
I couldn't see Margot Robbie as Sue Storm either.
Really.
No, she's.
And you know what, dude?
She's in
I-
too many things.
I think this Barbie movie is going to have the opposite effect on her career.
No, I think it's going to do really well actually.
Yeah, it's so fucking
Gotta-
strange. Like,
You got to think how many people collect that shit.
yeah, but man, like this is the world we live in, right? This is the world we live in. Barbie is doing better business in the theaters than The Flash and Indiana Jones.
But that's not.
No, but you know me as a person, I'm kind of going like, fucking what? How? I get it. It's kids. Kids.
You
Fucking,
underestimate the popularity of that though.
you know, I don't underestimate it.
Barbie
Dude, it's
is a
fucking-
Barbie.
there's a reason they sell fucking like an entire wing of it in toy stores. And I know one because I have three. I have three girls.
You could walk up to, I would say, 1 in 5 people in the world, and they would know Barbie.
Dude, I have
could not
fucking
do
not
that
put
with the
Barbies in my
Flash.
fucking house. I know. Yeah,
You could not do that with the Flash. That's one of the
It's
best
true,
properties in the world, I have to say.
I would make the argument that the Flash has gotten a lot more popular over the years. Like, he's a lot
Sorry,
more
lads,
known
I
now.
was having a nap. Yeah, and then then the Flash associated.
Yeah, we
itself
did
with him
ramble
on.
a lot, buddy.
Matt Smith got a head like a bread bin. Tez, good morning. I think the Flash has gone backwards. Actually, I think it was more popular in the mid-90s when that
Maybe
TV show
so,
was
maybe
on.
so. Yeah.
Do you remember the TV show was on with the big muscly dude?
Oh yeah, man! Fucking, he played the father in Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
Yeah. You was like, you know, Brie Larson for Sue Storm. I'm afraid she can't be in 2 roles. Tez,
Or can she? Multiverse.
Could you
Well, if
imagine,
Brie Larson gets to play Sue Storm and Captain Marvel, I want fucking Chris Evans fucking back as Johnny Storm.
Jesus, no, that's an awful waste.
Fuck yeah, bring him fucking back. Or maybe
Mattel
he
execs-
could be the fucking thing in this one.
The Mattel execs were pretty super quick to shut down the Barbie actors talking shit online. I was always a Cindy kind of guy. Oh my god, I remember that. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
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 You. Okay, so that's enough for tonight.
All right, buddy.
Episode 102 next week. Make sure to join.
Yeah.
We'll be talking more crap as usual.
There'll be a lot
45
more.
minutes. Today, Tez, in case you missed it, we started at 9:30, was it? We did our usual chat thingy up until about 9:45, and then we got waylaid talking about things for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about? Like,
Hey, do you know what I like to call them? I like to call them organic episodes. Where
What was
they
it we were
just
talking- it's so long ago now.
it was Phil Mitchell, it was EastEnders, it was Hollyoaks, it was fucking we went on a rant.
Extenders for like 20 minutes at least.
Like basically what happened was right. Brian was like, "Oh man, I have to tie my shoelace. Will you take the wheel?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" We went over hills and fucking, and then he finally got it back on the road. Like,
Yeah, those hills were super high.
yeah,
I think I was super high. I wish I fucking was.
He was like, "Oh my god, you need to get back on the fucking road."
Mixes. Great show, Lado.
Thank you, Mick.
Cool stream, folks. Top draw stream.
Nice job.
Art. Yes, super art from
Nice
Mick
one,
and
Si.
Simon. Mick says they grew longer than Tubbsy Wubsy's eyes. You too, Manga Man. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for watching.
As always, guys.
Strike that like button, and we'll see you all during the week and throughout the weekend with videos and stuff, and in other people's live streams. So see you later, guys. Have a great day and have a great day. It's over. Have
Catch
a
you
great
later, dudes.
Wednesday. We'll see you
Yeah.
in the next one.